Chapter 31, Teaching a Fool How to Woo Himself. It's exposed. Yang Shaoling revealed a successful smile. You're anxious. Zhiyan said indifferently, that's not what I meant. I mainly feel that he won't pay any attention to you. Yang Xiaoling's face immediately fell. Jiang, do you look down on me? No, because he has someone he likes. Someone he likes? Then he really shouldn't pay any attention to me. No. How do you know that? Yang Shaoling questioned. Zhang Jian's voice was emotionless. I know him, he's the son of my father's friend, I told you before. So it was him. Yang Shaoling suddenly realized. No wonder you asked him to come up on stage. So this was a play you two put on? Zhang Jian hadn't even spoken yet, and Yang Shaoling had already started analyzing. Because he has someone he likes, but the person he likes doesn't like him, so you helped him put on this play to make the girl jealous. Yang Shaoling started to fill in the blanks. Jian. I guessed it right. I really am a genius. Yang Shaoling crossed her arms, as if Conan had possessed her. Jian held back from laughing. She didn't even need to explain, her best friend had filled in the blanks herself. She was about to admit that the person her junior liked was herself. Unexpectedly, her best friend, who was comparable to Sherlock Holmes, had an amazing way of thinking. Jian nodded, you deserve it. Yang Shaoling proudly puffed out her chest, that's right. Tonight, Fang Haoyu couldn't sleep. For some reason, as soon as he lay down, all he could think about was the image of singing with his senior. The accompaniment in his head wouldn't go away. Have I met her somewhere before? Fang Haoyu had felt this way the first time he met Jian. He had never asked his senior if they had met before. And suddenly, he felt a little strange. Why did she know I couldn't go home? He always felt something was wrong. Could it be his father? No wonder my father didn't want me to go home. He wanted me to go and live with her. I've wronged you, father. Fang Haoyu thought it through. This was an opportunity created by his father. She was so outstanding because she wanted him to win her heart. He himself had also grown to like her over the past few days. Now they had their marriage certificate, but they were not officially together yet. At least Fang Haoyu doesn't think so. Because there is still a lot missing. He believes that true marriage requires getting to know, understand, and love each other first. Right now, she and his schoolmate should still be in the stage of getting to know each other. He has never been in a relationship before, so he resolutely opened Baidu and started searching. How to chase the girl you like. Related, 3 tips for chasing a girl, the correct 8 ways to chase a girl. Fang Haoyu nodded as he read. But soon he came back to his senses. Why did he search Baidu? Isn't Baidu mostly used by idiots? Fang Haoyu really wanted to slap himself, but he didn't realize that he had also become an idiot. Could this be what people meant when they said that falling in love made you stupid? He also wondered if his classmate was asleep. He didn't know if she could fall asleep without him singing. Should he ask his classmate? Maybe he had some experience with relationships. He sent a message to Hai Jian's classmate. Knowledge explosion, classmate, are you asleep? Hai Jian, no, why? Fang Haoyu was a little surprised that the senior had almost instantly replied. Could it be that he was a night owl? On the other side. The girls' dormitory. Jian was unable to sleep. Her mind was filled with images of Fang Haoyu singing. Just as she was Googling how to get a guy she liked, she suddenly received a message on QQ. Senior, are you asleep? She was slightly taken aback and a little confused. What is the idiot junior doing awake? Hai Jian, no, why? Jishu Shuebao, senior, have you ever been in love? I have some questions about emotions I want to ask you. Hai Jian, of course, ask. Jishu Shuebao, it's just that I have a friend who likes a schoolmate. The schoolmate is very pretty, and he is a little inferior, but he really likes the schoolmate. Of course, the main reason is that he has never been in love and doesn't know how to woo the schoolmate. Zhang looked at the message and couldn't help but smile. He made friends out of thin air, didn't he? He likes the older girl? Who is it? Which older girl? It can't be me, can it? I'm too embarrassed for this. A hint of smugness flashed in her eyes. Little junior. I'll show you who's in charge. Hai Jian, what's the older girl like? Zi Shuabo, it's strange, sometimes she's very cold, sometimes she's very lively, it's just that there seems to be a bit of a contrast in private. Hi Zhiyan, contrast? When is she aloof and when is she lively? Zhang Zhiyan forced a smile. Her junior actually called her contrast? Bai has been so nice to him. She obviously only treats him well, but she said she is contrast. Knowledge explosion, she is more lively and playful when she is alone with my friends, but she is aloof in front of outsiders. Hi Zhiyan, is your friend stupid? Why does she only act like this with you and not with others? Knowledge explosion, I don't know. Hi Zhiyan, she must have a crush on your friend, otherwise why would she only act like that with your friend? You just need to tell your friend to go for it. Be bold. Handsome guys have girlfriends, ugly guys have girlfriends, and the only people without girlfriends are the ones with thin skin. Jishi, I think I've got it, sir. You're really something, sir. I'll buy you dinner sometime. But I might still need to ask you for advice on how to do it. Hi Zhiyan, it's okay, just go for it. If you get it wrong, just ask me. Knowledge explosion rose. After communicating with the senior, Fang Haoyu suddenly had a revelation. Be bold. The worst that can happen is that you get rejected. You've been secretly in love for so many years and you've been rejected. What can happen if you get rejected again? The worst that can happen is that you shed a few tears under the covers. It's better than listening to the opposite direction of the clock alone after your senior falls for someone else, right? The other side. Zhang Zhiyan looked at her phone with an uncontrollable smile on her face. Stupid junior. Is she teaching her junior to woo her? It seems like she hasn't seen her stupid junior for a long time. It's been 6 whole hours. There were no classes this morning. So the people in dormitory 3357 came to the third cafeteria for breakfast, which was rare. Originally, Fang Haoyu wanted to go to the first cafeteria, because the first cafeteria was closer. But Ling Jikai insisted on coming to the third cafeteria. He said there were more beautiful women here. Finally, they could have a good breakfast. Zhou Ziren stretched and yawned, with dark circles under his eyes. Ling Jikai looked at the time. It was just about 10 o'clock, perfect for breakfast. I have 3 breakfast rules. I don't eat breakfast too early because I can't get up, and I don't eat it too late because that's lunch. What's the 4th rule? I don't eat breakfast in a cafeteria without women. Chapter 32, Who is actually in the third cafeteria? I can sense that you are very hungry right now. Zhou Ziren said indifferently. Ling Jikai immediately retorted, Get out, you're the one who's hungry. You must have secretly rewarded yourself last night with a dark eye. Get out of here. The two of them were familiar with each other's bickering. By the way, where is Yao Yutong? He's very busy. After all, he's a class leader. It hasn't been long since the semester started, and the instructor has a bunch of things for him to handle. Leaders are just not the same as the rest of us. Fang Haoyu nodded. The 3 of them found a seat and sat down. Fang Haoyu and Ling Jikai both ordered a hot dry noodle. Zhou Ziren ordered a bowl of corn porridge. So light? You want to maintain your health? Ling Jikai asked curiously. Zhou Ziren, I don't really like anything too oily in the morning, and it's almost 12, so I'll save room for lunch. But that's normal. Zhou Ziren is from eastern Guangdong, so it's normal for him to like something lighter in the morning. While waiting for breakfast, everyone tacitly opened their phones and started watching videos. But Fang Haoyu was the first to send a good morning to his senior. After last night's advice from his senior, he decided to be a little more bold. Stupid junior, have you had breakfast yet, senior? Smart senior, no. Stupid junior, not eating breakfast is bad for your health. I'm in the third cafeteria right now. Do you want me to bring you one? Smart senior, don't bother. Fang Haoyu felt a little bad after being rejected. Did what the senior taught really work? What's wrong with you? Ling Jikai noticed Fang Haoyu's somewhat lost expression. Why are you so listless? You didn't reward yourself like Zhou Ziren, did you? Get out. Fang Haoyu snapped. Ling Jikai seemed to realize something. Did you fall in love? No. Fang Haoyu's mood was written all over his face. Not yet, but you're not happy at all. You were smiling just now, but suddenly your face changed when you looked up. Ling Jikai is no fool, and he guessed right away. Why pine for one flower when there are so many? Ling Jikai said with deep meaning. Our college life is not just about love. Even if she doesn't like you, you can still find someone else. Don't hang yourself on just one tree. Although Ling Jikai didn't know who Fang Haoyu liked. But as a brother, this is all he can do to comfort him. Fang Haoyu sighed, you don't understand, she's very good, and it's a crush that hasn't even started that's already over. Ling Jikai said with a sneer, how good can she be? Can she be as good as the Jiangnan University campus queen? You've interacted with the Jiangnan University campus queen, and many people envy you. Besides, you're not bad yourself, you're quite good looking, and you have a bit of money. Isn't it simple to find a girlfriend? Zhou Ziren couldn't understand, she was just a woman, and she only affected the speed of his game of liver. Before long, the hot dry noodles he ordered were ready. Ling Jikai thoughtfully brought them over to him. Let's talk after you've eaten. Ling Jikai pushed the hot dry noodles in front of him. Fang Haoyu couldn't eat after just 2 bites. Why didn't my senior let me deliver breakfast? Is she tired of me? Doesn't she love me anymore? At the moment, he felt like an abandoned little wife. He felt very aggrieved. Did he disturb his senior? It seems that the senior's approach doesn't apply to the clever senior. Ling Jikai sighed. Another man wounded by love. He also wants to be wounded by love, but it seems that he has not yet encountered his own love. Zhou Ziren still stared at the fan while drinking kanji. Jiang, don't you usually rarely come for breakfast? Yang Shaoling asked in puzzlement. Zhang Zhiyan said indifferently, not eating breakfast is bad for your health. Then why do you have to come to the third cafeteria? Isn't the first cafeteria closer? Who is actually in the third cafeteria? Yang Xiaoling's face was full of suspicion. Zhang Zhiyan said lightly, aerobics on an empty stomach. Yang Xiaoling? What a good idea, aerobics on an empty stomach. Yang Xiaoling was completely speechless. Zhang Zhiyan, look at you now, I almost don't recognize you. The two walked into the third cafeteria. Instantly, most people's attention was focused on them. There was nothing else going on, it was mainly because the school beauty queen had actually appeared in the third cafeteria. Not to mention that Zhang University's school beauty queen rarely eats breakfast. Even the number of times she came to the third cafeteria was counted on one hand. The main reason was that the first cafeteria was relatively close to Zhang Zhiyan's dormitory, so basically she would go to the first cafeteria to eat. People who wanted to see the school beauty queen would generally go to the first cafeteria. Therefore, not many boys come to the third cafeteria, and most of them are girls. At this time, Fang Haoyu was facing away from the door, and he didn't know what was going on. Ling Jikai, who was sitting opposite Fang Haoyu, could just see the position of the door. Just as Jiang Zhiyan had just entered the cafeteria, Ling Jikai's eyes were fixed. The school flower? 12 o'clock direction. Ling Jikai forced himself to hold back his excitement and reminded the two. Fang Haoyu was not in the mood at all. He didn't want to look at all. What's wrong? Zhou Ziren looked curiously. Isn't that Jiang University's school beauty? Although Zhou Ziren likes the second-dimensional type, Zhang Zhiyan is just too pretty. Even he couldn't help but stare at her a few times. What? Fang Haoyu turned his head sharply. He locked onto her at once. Zhang Zhiyan also noticed Fang Haoyu at this time. She raised her eyebrows at Fang Haoyu, then took her best friend to buy breakfast. Jiang University's school beauty. This is it. Your senior really didn't lie to you. There are so many beautiful girls in the third cafeteria. Even the school flower is here. I'll come here to eat every day from now on. Ling Jikai was a little excited. Fang Haoyu froze. Did the senior just say hello to him? Just as he was in a daze, Zhang Zhiyan had already bought breakfast and was walking over to his seat. Can we sit here? Zhang Zhiyan said softly. Fang Haoyu didn't react for a moment. Sure. Ling Jikai quickly responded. Yang Shaoling frowned and asked in puzzlement, why sit here? There's no more room. But there's obviously still this comfortable seat. Okay. Zhang Zhiyan took the initiative to sit next to Fang Haoyu. The people around them couldn't help but feel envious. To be able to sit close to Jiang University's campus queen was already the limit for them. But someone actually got Zhiyan University's campus queen to sit next to them? Fan Haoyu's mood was like riding a roller coaster. Once again, he smelled the familiar fragrance. Ling Jikai was so envious he could burst. Yang Xiaoling sat on the other side of Zhang Jiyan. What's wrong? In a bad mood? Zhang Jiyan asked with raised eyebrows. Fan Haoyu stammered and couldn't say anything, not having just been rejected by a girl. Ling Jikai quickly answered for him. Fan Haoyu? Zhang Jiyan seemed to have thought of something. Her mouth involuntarily rose upwards. Rejected by the person she likes? Chapter 33, The Punishment for Being Arrogant. No, no. Fan Haoyu hurriedly denied it. But you can see his face turning slightly red. He's obviously a little shy. Ling Jikai asked curiously, Senior, do you know each other? Zhang Jian's expression was indifferent. Didn't you sing together yesterday? Ling Jikai nodded, so you do remember. Yang Xiaoling suddenly remembered. Zhang Jiang, is that Junior the one you were talking about? No wonder you said you wanted to sit here. Zhang Jian pretended to be curious and asked, Can you tell me why you've been rejected? Who rejected you? Fan Haoyu, this. Fan Haoyu glanced at his senior and his face was full of shyness. Zhang Jian laughed to herself. Is this idiot unable to even speak clearly? Ling Jikai quickly saved the situation. No, I'm joking, Senior, he hasn't been rejected. Fan Haoyu quickly nodded, yes. I haven't been rejected. Yang Xiaoling cracked a joke. This little junior is quite handsome. Do you want to consider wooing our Zhang Jiang? It seems that our Zhang Jiang is only nice to you, a boy. Fan Haoyu gave the impression of being very shy at this time, is that so? Although he appeared to be very shy on the surface, his heart had already been happily flying. Did the school sister only do this to him? Does that mean he is special? Ling Jikai was at a loss. So you knew Jiang Shueji before? Fan Haoyu nodded, and my father is friends with his father. Ling Jikai's face was full of shock. Why didn't you tell me earlier that you knew the school flower? Damn it! You didn't ask either. So the party wasn't actually random? Yang Xiaoling smiled, ice dog. Zhang Jian's face was expressionless as she said indifferently, No, I was completely random. Yang Xiaoling gave a shallow smile and said, Never mind her, she's just a little arrogant. Oh, I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm Yang Xiaoling, Zhang Shua's best friend and roommate. Ling Jikai hurriedly introduced himself. I'm Ling Jikai, Fan Haoyu's roommate. His name is Zhou Ziran. We're together. Zhou Ziran hadn't said a word so far. He rarely talked to girls, and when he met one, he didn't know what to talk about, so he kept quiet. Zhou Ziran nodded symbolically and continued to look down at the table. At this time, Zhang Jian's persona was still aloof. Fan Haoyu didn't know how to start a conversation. But soon he felt his waist being pinched. He looked down and saw that it was actually his senior secretly pinching him. Zhang Jian shook her phone under the table to remind him to check it. Fan Haoyu opened his phone and saw the message his senior had sent him. Smart senior, are you upset that I rejected you? Stupid junior, not at all. Smart senior, arrogant, aren't you? Fan Haoyu was happy inside, but pretended to be indifferent on the outside. Who's arrogant? He's going to strike back. Stupid junior, then why are you in the third cafeteria? Smart senior, because a stupid person told me that skipping breakfast is bad for your health. Stupid junior, is it because of me? Smart senior, you admit that you're stupid? Fan Haoyu instantly blushed. It's over. He's got me again. Zhang Jian pretended to be concerned and asked, What's wrong? Why are you so red in the face, little brother? Several other people subconsciously looked over as well. Yeah, what's wrong with your face? You're not running a fever, are you? Fan Haoyu explained, the hot dry noodles were too spicy. Ling Jikai was puzzled. That's not right, didn't you order them without spice? At this moment, Fan Haoyu really wanted to punch Ling Jikai. He's a nice guy, but he's got a big mouth. He's just embarrassing me. Maybe it was accidentally put there. Fan Haoyu still stuck to his guns. Smart senior, it was accidentally put there. Fan Haoyu, who had seen the message, subconsciously glanced at Zhang Jian. I don't know if I read it wrong. A trace of smugness flashed in Zhang Jian's eyes. It seems like the senior is in a good mood. Idiot junior, if this continues, the junior will be ruined by you. Smart senior, if I ruin you, I'll just find another idiot junior. Stupid junior, you start messing around and then dump me for a new junior? You're a piece of trash. No wonder you don't want my breakfast delivery. Is there another junior delivering breakfast to you? Smart senior, jealous? Stupid junior, no way. Smart senior, arrogant brat. Sigh. Fong Hao Yu suddenly felt a pain in his waist. Yes, the senior had pinched him again. What's wrong? Ling Jikai asked curiously. Fong Hao Yu made a sad face. I got burned. Idiot junior, senior, what are you doing? Smart senior, the punishment for arrogance. The two's little actions were not discovered by the others. Zhang Zhiyan did not want Fong Hao Yu to deliver breakfast for many reasons. She did not want the other person to unilaterally make the effort. She was not a woman who liked to spend other people's money. Her view on love was that if two people liked each other, they needed to give to each other, not just take. This breakfast was eaten quickly. Before long, Yang Xiaoling pulled Zhang Zhiyan and they were about to leave. Before they left, Zhang Zhiyan said lightly, "Go, idiot junior." Fong Hao Yu nodded, feeling very happy. At the very least, he was sure that his senior hadn't rejected him. That was enough. After his senior left, Ling Jikai questioned, "Why did Senior Zhang call you idiot junior? What exactly is your relationship?" Fong Hao Yu scratched his head, "Huh? Just a normal relationship, are you guys a couple?" Ling Jikai looked suspicious. "Why do I find that so hard to believe? With such an intimate nickname, I always feel like you guys are having an affair." Fong Hao Yu sighed, "Think about who she is?" Ling Jikai patted his head, "Oh yeah. She's the iceberg goddess, how could she be interested in a guy, and she definitely doesn't look down on you." I was just thinking too much. Fong Hao Yu was speechless. "What do you mean you don't look down on me? You just said I was very outstanding when you were comforting me." Ling Jikai smiled awkwardly. "I was just trying to comfort you, and although you are indeed a bit handsome, Miss Jiang Shui is the Jiang University flower girl, she is a beauty, and you, a bit handsome guy, should stay away." Fong Hao Yu silently made a note of this, and if he successfully wooed the schoolgirl, he would definitely surprise you all. Zhou Ziren said lightly, "It's better to watch a movie than to fall in love." Ling Jikai suddenly exclaimed, "That Yang Shueji looked pretty good too." It's true that beautiful women like to hang out with other beautiful women. Although she's not as pretty as Senior Jiang, she's still at the level of the most popular girl in the department. If she were my girlfriend, that would be great. Fong Hao Yu raised an eyebrow. "I have Senior Zhang's contact information, I can ask her to help you ask her out." Ling Jikai quickly waved his hand. "No, forget it. Advisors never go into battle." He suddenly reacted, "Weren't you just feeling bad? Weren't you heartbroken? That was me a moment ago, but now I'm in love again." Chapter 34, A Suitor for Your Sister? Zhang Jiang, why did you call him a stupid junior? Yang Xiaoling was puzzled. Zhang Zhiyan gave a wry smile, "Because he's stupid." That's it? What else? Could it be that I'm in a relationship with him? Zhang Zhiyan asked in return. Yang Xiaoling shook her head, "It doesn't seem like it. If you were in a relationship, you'd call him baby. Or maybe you two are just having fun. Get out of here." Zhang Zhiyan's tone was very helpless. Yang Xiaoling couldn't figure it out. "You don't seem to be in love either. You didn't even say a few words just now, which is strange, but I always feel that you two are having an affair." "If you say so, it must be so." Zhang Zhiyan didn't refute. Yang Xiaoling was rebellious. "The more you act like this, the less I believe it. I don't believe Jiang University's most beautiful girl would fall for a junior. Leader, let me tell you, you have no idea, the most beautiful girl in school actually came over and sat with us to eat. It's a pity you weren't there." Ling Jikai couldn't wait to brag about it as soon as he returned to the dormitory. However, Yao Yutong didn't react much. Although the school flower was indeed very pretty, he already had a girlfriend, so naturally other women weren't very attractive to him. Even the school flower could at most make him can't help but look at her twice. Jiang Jiyan? Why was she sitting with you guys? Yao Yutong looked curious. Because she knows how you. Ling Jikai said. Yao Yutong was slightly surprised. You know Jiang Jiyan? Fong Hao Yu nodded. Well, my father knows her father. Yao Yutong, but it doesn't seem like you're very excited, while this stalk of sugarcane is dying of excitement. On the surface, Fang Haoyu didn't seem excited, but in fact, his heart had already burst into laughter. For some reason, he inexplicably began to put on airs. Could it be that he was influenced by the older girl? I feel like this version of myself is quite cool. Sugarcane is a bit of a country bumpkin. Ling Jikai lunges at Fang Haoyu with clenched teeth. Screw you, Fang Haoyu, for insulting me. You're not going to say anything, are you? You're just going to pretend to be aloof. Fang Haoyu begs for mercy very quickly. No, I'm sorry, I won't pretend anymore. Yao Yutong gives the expression of I told you so there was an inside story to the party. I knew it. How could Zhang Zhiyan randomly pick someone she didn't know to go up on stage? Fang Haoyu was speechless. I didn't know I was going to be picked either, okay? Ling Jikai, okay, you can't hide it in the corner of your mouth anymore. You look so aggrieved. Fang Haoyu laughed. You've noticed. How could I be aggrieved when I got to sing with my senior? I couldn't be happier. But she and I are just casual friends. There's one more thing he didn't say, that they're engaged. But they wouldn't believe it if I told them. Ling Jikai, not even close to being just friends. Damn it. Do you know how many guys at school want to know Zhang Zhiyan? And you're getting on my nerves. Yao Yutong suddenly said, I just applied for the student council recently, and I heard that the previous student council president seemed to have chased Zhang Zhiyan. This sentence immediately aroused Fang Haoyu's interest. Tell me more. Ling Jikai's gossiping heart instantly ignited. Even Zhou Ziran, who was watching, couldn't help but come up and listen to the gossip. Fang Haoyu pretended to be unconcerned, but in fact, he was very concerned. Yao Yutong pondered for a moment. This is what those seniors told me, but it's not necessarily true, so just take it as entertainment. President Song seemed to have a special liking for Zhang Zhiyan before. Anyway, he chased her for a long time, sending her breakfast and gifts, but Zhang Zhiyan rejected him every time. At that time, in fact, there were also people in the student union who liked these two, but Zhang Zhiyan's attitude was very clear. Basically, she avoided Song president, and gradually no one liked them anymore. Vice President Yang even specifically mentioned this matter at the time, saying not to spread rumors and make up CP, saying that Zhang Zhiyan had no interest in men at all. Ling Jikai suddenly asked, isn't your vice president called Yang Xiaoling? Yao Yutong, that's right. No wonder I didn't think that senior sister Yang was also the vice president. Are you interested in her? Don't be ridiculous. Fang Haoyu fell into deep thought. He finally knew why Song Shuaxian gave him that feeling on stage. It turned out to be a rival in love. He was jealous of Song Jiaxing. Yao Yutong, in fact, President Song is quite outstanding, he looks quite gentle, he studies well, he is also quite handsome, and he is quite tall, he has the temperament of a well-read person, and he is also the president of the student union. I just don't know why Senior Jiang doesn't look at him. Fang Haoyu couldn't hold back and said, what's so great about him? He's not as tall as me, not as handsome as me, and he's only a little better at studying than me. Ling Jikai? Yao Yutong looked puzzled. Haoyu, what's wrong with you? Why do I suddenly feel that you're a little hostile towards President Song? Fang Haoyu then realized that he had lost his temper. For a moment, he couldn't hold back his jealousy. On second thought, it seems like Senior Song hasn't offended him, and there's nothing wrong with chasing the girl he likes. It seems that I'm still excited. Sorry, I was just excited. Ling Jikai is very perceptive. You're not in love with Zhang Shuajie, are you? Fang Haoyu was anxious. How could that be? Ling Jikai laughed. You just need to carve the words I like Zhang Shuajie on your face. As a friend, I fully support you pursuing the one you like, but I still have to remind you that she is Zhang University's most beautiful girl. You know how she is, and even the outstanding Song Shuajie can't get close to her. You can go after her, but be careful not to get hurt. Ling Jikai said with deep concern. Fang Haoyu was silent. It was true that although the schoolmate and he were currently on good terms, what if she only saw him as a good friend? Or a good buddy? Ling Jikai's words made him feel inferior. Yao Yutong saw this and comforted him. Although Senior Song is very good, I don't think you're bad either. You're at least more handsome and taller than him, and the most important thing in chasing girls is your charisma. You are at least still friends now, and President Song can't even be friends. He has been chasing after her for so long, and he has said less than 5 words to Zhang Zhiyan in total. Zhou Ziran also nodded. If your senior doesn't want you, there's still me, I can want you. Fang Haoyu looked disgusted. You're disgusting. But after Yao Yutong's comfort, he did feel a lot more confident. Indeed, at the very least, his relationship with the schoolgirl was incomparable to Song Jiaxing's. And he and the schoolgirl had even gotten married. Even if they didn't end up together, he could still be considered the schoolgirl's ex-husband in name. He was still a leader who knew how to speak, and in the future, he would at least be a middle-level official. Chapter 35, Love Doesn't Disappear, It Just Shifts. Smart Senior, no classes today? Stupid Junior, no. Smart Senior, let's study at the library. Stupid Junior, study? Smart Senior, didn't you say you wanted me to tutor you? Fan Haoyu suddenly remembered that he had told his senior about this. It was a good thing that he had no classes today. Did he really have to study? He looked at the computer he had just turned on. He made up his mind. Turned off the computer. He silently repeated to himself, I love studying. He grabbed his calculus textbook and headed straight for the library. Stupid younger brother, are we the only two here? Smart older sister, what do you mean? Is it difficult for you to be alone with me? Stupid younger brother, not at all. Fan Haoyu couldn't wait to spend some time alone together. Older sister, I'm coming. On the other side, Zhang Zhiyan in the dormitory wore a smile. It's normal to tutor your younger brother, right? She was just doing what any senior should do. As for why they were studying alone, it was because she was used to one-on-one tutoring. Fan Haoyu was also studying in the library for the first time. He had to say that Jiangsu University's library was very large. And it was very clean. It was just that there weren't many people in the library. After all, many people were in class, and even if they weren't, few people would voluntarily come to the library to study. Fan Haoyu suddenly felt very self-disciplined. He never thought that after entering university, he would still be able to come to the library to study. He is really self-disciplined. He didn't come to the library just because he could be alone with his senior. He came because he loves to study. Yes. He loves to study. Fan Haoyu convinced himself, and then found a very corner seat. He doesn't like conspicuous locations very much. Then he took a picture, so that his senior wouldn't be able to find him. Zhang Zhiyan looked at the photo and immediately determined where Fan Haoyu was sitting. It was because she often sat in that corner. You haven't been waiting long, have you? Zhang Zhiyan gave a playful smile. Fan Haoyu nervously fidgeted with his fingers. No, I just got here too. Zhang Zhiyan was wearing a plain long dress today, with a thin belt tied around her waist, outlining her slender waist. A little light makeup could be seen on her face. Zhang Zhiyan sat down next to Fan Haoyu. Do you like it? It's very nice. Fan Haoyu spoke honestly. Zhang Zhiyan was very satisfied with Fan Haoyu's answer and reaction. She usually wears very little makeup, except for important occasions. She is already very pretty without makeup, and with a light touch of makeup, Fan Haoyu couldn't take his eyes off her for a moment. This face is so attractive. The main thing is that she thinks studying is very important. It's reasonable to wear a little light makeup on important occasions, right? It's not like she's trying to seduce her junior. Is that what she's like? She's very serious. Did you bring your textbooks? Yes. Zhang Zhiyan's academic performance was still acceptable. At least after entering university, she was very self-disciplined when it came to studying. Her studies couldn't be said to be particularly good, but they were pretty good. She had actually forgotten a lot of advanced mathematics, but in order to tutor her younger brother, she had deliberately gone online to review it over the past 2 nights. Starting with the most basic. Zhang Zhiyan leaned over. The two of them were thus pressed together, sharing a single draft pad. The library was air-conditioned and the temperature was very cool. But for some reason, he was sweating from nervousness. The scent of his senior's body came at him. They were so close. Pay attention. Zhang Zhiyan frowned slightly. She was still very serious. She had to teach the stupid younger student. Otherwise, wouldn't she have watched the study videos for 2 nights for nothing? Fan Haoyu also started to pay attention after he reacted. Fan Haoyu's math foundation was not bad. Plus, he had a beautiful senior like her tutoring him. This aroused his desire to learn. It can be said that he is now full of energy. The main reason is that his senior's voice is very gentle and she is very patient. Fang Haoyu has never felt that learning can be so happy. At this moment, he has long since fallen into his senior's gentle embrace. Once you are engrossed in something, you will find that time passes quickly. The 2.5 hours passed in a flash. Have we been learning for so long? It's time to take a break. Zhang Zhiyan patted him on the head with her index finger. Fang Haoyu said in a pouty voice, "Senior, stop it, it hurts." Today, he felt that he had learned a lot. If he continued to study like this, he would definitely not have to worry about failing at the end of the semester. Just as he turned on his phone, he realized that he had been bombarded with messages. He had turned on silent mode after he came to the library. He hadn't looked at his phone, but when he did, he saw that the dormitory group had already mentioned him almost 99 times. Ling Jikai acknowledges exploding. "I'd like to ask, where have you been fooling around? You haven't been seen for more than 2 hours? Zhou Ziran, if you're dead, say something, look at how anxious Gonsui is. Ya Yutong, could he be on a date? Ling Jikai, who could he go on a date with? Could he go with Zhang Zhiyan? If he could go on a date with Zhang Zhiyan, I'd write my name backwards. Hurry back to the dorm, son, and don't make your father worry." Fang Haoyu was speechless at these messages. Then he took a picture of himself studying in the library. Fang Haoyu, picture. Ling Jikai, congratulations on your birth. Studying without us. Are you even human? Zhou Ziran, betraying the group. Expelled from 3357. Ya Yutong, how could you do this to me? Studying in the library without me? Ling Jikai at leader, you're expelled from 3357 too. Studying is a shameful thing. Fang Haoyu, studying makes me happy. I'm going to do something happy. Ling Jikai, you previously said that having the answers in your head during an exam is the same as cheating. Now you've actually done something like this? You're so double standard. As your father, I'm very disappointed. Fang Haoyu, I'll bring you lunch in a bit. Ling Jikai, Daddy is here. Please accept your son's bow. Zhou Ziran, Daddy. Are you tired of studying? Do you want me to warm your bed for you? Fang Haoyu. These two people really changed their faces quickly. Sichuan Opera really made a mistake by not inviting these two. Zhang Zhiyan is no better. As soon as she opens her phone, she gets a barrage of messages from Yang Xiaoling. Why didn't you reply to me? Do you not love me anymore? So love can disappear? I see. Love can be transferred. To whom did you transfer your love? Zhang Zhiyan. She must be a little sick as a best friend. I'll take her to the hospital someday. Zhang Zhiyan replied, I just went to the library to study, don't be silly. Why didn't you take me? Yang Xiaoling was very aggrieved. Zhang Zhiyan didn't answer right away. Why bring a third wheel to a world for two? Because I don't want to bring an electrical appliance. For some reason, Yang Xiaoling always felt like there was an extra little red ball on her nose. Chapter 36, Hey, your boyfriend is here. Fang Haoyu, hey, are you going home? It's already 4 p.m. It's time for dinner. Zhang Zhiyan propped up one side of her face with one hand and tilted her head to look at him. Did you forget something? Fang Haoyu tentatively asked, Thank you, sister? No, that's not it. Zhang Zhiyan pouted her lips, obviously a little upset. Fang Haoyu became a little nervous. What else? Zhang Zhiyan put away her expression. Are you stuttering? Why are you so nervous? Fang Haoyu had a long face. His senior's sudden expression made him feel a sense of oppression, which was why he was nervous. Zhang Zhiyan didn't continue to tease him. You forgot that you said you would invite me to dinner? Fang Haoyu slapped his forehead. Oh yeah. I almost forgot. I said thank you to my senior before and invited her to dinner. I almost forgot about this. This is a good thing. To have dinner with her alone. What do you want to eat, senior? Fang Haoyu asked cautiously. Zhang Zhiyan gave a playful smile and thought about eating you up. Ha? Fang Haoyu suddenly blushed to the base of his neck. I'm just joking, look at how nervous you become, I'm not the big bad wolf. You are. Fang Haoyu muttered with grievance. What did you say? Zhang Zhiyan's expression turned dark. Nothing. Fang Haoyu hurriedly waved his hands. Zhang Zhiyan gave a faint smile. You're so gentle, you should decide where to eat. Fang Haoyu pondered for a while. Most of the things in the school have been eaten by his senior sister, who has been here for so long. It definitely won't give any sense of novelty. How about eating out? He happened to know a very good self-service barbecue restaurant. He often goes there to eat. Then I'll treat you out? Okay. The two of them left as soon as they said so. Fang Haoyu went back to his dorm room to put his books away for a while. He read the message his senior had sent him. I'll wait for you in front of the school. Fang Haoyu even took the time to wash his hair and blow it dry into a stylish 3:7 split. He narcissistically looked at himself in the mirror. He really looked like an idol. What's going on with you? Ling Jikai looked at him suspiciously. Are you on a date? Take a guess. Fang Haoyu raised an eyebrow, his mood written all over his face. Under Ling Jikai's scolding, he dashed out of the dormitory. Senior, your boyfriend is here. He was happy as he ran towards the school gate. As soon as he left the school gate, he locked onto the pink electric bicycle. He had the opportunity to drive this bicycle once during the summer vacation. And he had a deep impression of this bicycle. At that time, the two of them rode it to get their marriage certificate. I'm here, senior. Fang Haoyu trotted over. Why is the helmet still pink? Don't you like it? Fang Haoyu gave a hee-hee laugh. No, I like whatever you like, senior. Idiot junior, your mouth is getting pretty smart. Zhang Zhiyan let out a soft laugh. With the experience of last time, Fang Haoyu took the initiative to put on the pink helmet. Junior. What's wrong? You're burning up. Did you forget something? Zhang Zhiyan pointed at her helmet. Fang Haoyu immediately reacted and quickly helped Zhang Zhiyan put it on. Okay. Are you satisfied, senior? Fang Haoyu's face was full of flattery. You're very kind. Get in. Zhang Zhiyan sat sideways in the back, her hands tightly hugging Fang Haoyu's waist, and her head leaning against his back. A slight blush appeared on both of their faces at the same time. Are you sitting comfortably? Yes. Then I'll set off. Fang Haoyu wasn't driving very fast, mainly because he was afraid of an accident. Now that his senior was sitting behind him, and he was afraid of driving too fast, his senior's sitting position would easily fall off. But he didn't actually need to worry. Because Zhang Zhiyan was hugging his waist tightly, if she fell off, she would fall together. Fang Haoyu wasn't deliberately driving slowly just so his senior could lean on him more. Of course, even if he was, he wouldn't admit it. Fang Haoyu was very nervous, and the two of them tacitly refrained from speaking, with an awkward atmosphere mixed in with the ambiguity. The braking when crossing the traffic lights was the most embarrassing. The brakes on this car were particularly responsive, and it basically stopped immediately after being pressed, without any shaking at all. Fang Haoyu's sudden braking caused Zhang Zhiyan to suddenly press her entire body against him. She felt the softness behind her. He seemed to have guessed what it was. Fang Haoyu's face was red beyond words. It was even redder than when he encountered a 0/10 teammate in a video game. Zhang Zhiyan raised an eyebrow. Did you do that on purpose? Fang Haoyu smiled awkwardly. Do you believe me when I say it was an accident, senior? I'll believe you this once. So at the next intersection, the same scene happened again. Fang Haoyu felt a little aggrieved. Senior, it's really not my fault that the brakes are faulty. Zhang Zhiyan's eyes were slightly playful. I understand, junior. The next second, her body pressed up against him, wrapping around his waist. Fang Haoyu's body stiffened, unable to move. He could feel the softness behind him. Foul. Where's the referee? Should be okay now, right? Can I concentrate on driving now? Zhang Zhiyan whispered in his ear. Fang Haoyu straightened up. Physically, that is. It seemed like it made it even harder for him to concentrate on driving. He nodded stiffly. Hurry up and go, the light's green. Oh, good. It wasn't long before Fang Haoyu took his senior to his favorite buffet restaurant. It wasn't a day off, and it wasn't yet rush hour at 6 or 7 o'clock. So there weren't many people. There were probably only half the restaurant's capacity. Fang Haoyu, a local, assured her with a confident nod, if it's not good, you can eat me. Zhang Zhiyan laughed softly, you wish. Hello, two of you. This way please. The two of them chose a seat where there were no other people. Since it is self-service, you have to grill everything yourself. And you have to get what you want yourself. The advantage of this self-service barbecue is that the meat used is all original cut, not technological. But the disadvantage is that there may not be as many dishes. Most of them are meat. But since you're here to eat barbecue, you're definitely going to want to eat a lot of meat. Fong Haoyu skillfully took several plates of beef and vegetables. He also brought some Korean-style dipping sauce for his senior. Just as Zhiyan was about to start grilling the meat, Fong Haoyu stopped her. "Senior, let me do it. You cooked for me before, now it's time for me to show you my grilling skills." Although Fong Haoyu wasn't very good at cooking, he was very confident in his grilling skills. After all, he often came to this barbecue restaurant, and he had even learned some tips from the staff before. Zhiyan was slightly taken aback. Her junior grilling the meat for her? Since she entered this barbecue restaurant, basically her junior has been running around. And now he's going to help her grill the meat. For some reason, she feels like she's being treated like his wife. No. It seems like she was originally his wife. Chapter 37. You're an idiot. Soon, Fong Haoyu had grilled a few slices of beef. Then he thoughtfully placed them in the other person's bowl. "Try it?" Fong Haoyu looked at his senior with anticipation. Zhiyan picked up a slice, dipped it in the dipping sauce, and gently brought the grilled meat to her mouth. After eating the first slice, Zhiyan felt like her eyes had been opened, and her pretty eyebrows couldn't help but raise. She felt that her idiot junior's grilling skills were very good. Although he can't cook, his barbecue skills are not bad. I can tell he has practiced a lot. And the dipping sauce here is also very delicious. I never realized there was such a treasure shop before. Seeing his senior enjoying the food, Fong Haoyu's face was full of anticipation. He was looking forward to his senior praising him. "Senior? How was it?" Fong Haoyu blinked hard, desperately seeking praise. He looked like a child, his face full of pleading for praise. Zhiyan almost laughed out loud. This idiot junior is begging for praise. Zhiyan did not hold back with her praise. "It's delicious, Junior, you're amazing. Not everyone knows how to make such delicious barbecue, right?" Fong Haoyu's nose was almost up to the sky, his pride written all over his face. "That's right. Senior, to be honest, my barbecue skills are really. Honestly, none of the staff at this restaurant can grill as well as me, so you're lucky. I'll grill the other meats for you, Senior. You don't have to do anything today, just leave it all to me." Zhiyan gave a small smile. As it turned out, male psychology was just like child psychology. She casually gave a few compliments, and her junior's mood was written all over his face, as if he wanted to take out everything he had learned in his life. He looked at Fong Haoyu, who was giggling while still grilling the meat. Zhiyan felt like she wanted to rub his face. This stupid junior is so cute. In just a short while, she had several kinds of barbecued meat in her bowl without realizing it. Fong Haoyu hadn't eaten any himself yet. "Your Majesty, please taste it." He made a gesture of invitation. Zhiyan laughed. "My dear, you're so thoughtful." She should have said no, but the meat that the idiot junior had grilled was really delicious. It was the best barbecued meat she had ever tasted. Her appetite was normally very small, but for some reason, she felt like she could finish whatever he grilled. Soon, she finished the bowl of barbecue. "Senior, don't move." Zhiyan subconsciously stopped moving. Fong Haoyu used a paper towel to wipe the oil from the corner of her mouth. "That's enough." Fong Haoyu grinned. Zhiyan's face flushed slightly. "I'm full, you haven't eaten yet, have you?" Fong Haoyu nodded. "I eat quickly, don't worry, I won't keep you waiting." Zhiyan shook her head and smiled faintly. "I didn't mean that, I meant that it's my turn to help you grill the meat." Fong Haoyu was slightly stunned. Senior sister helping him grill the meat? He had eaten senior sister's cooking before. Senior sister's cooking was very good, and he wondered if the grilled meat would also be delicious. Zhiyan picked up a few slices of meat and started grilling it. Although she didn't often come to eat grilled meat, she was a good cook, and from observing Fong Haoyu's method of grilling the meat just now, she had a rough idea of what to do. So the meat she grilled was also very tasty, and she had a good grasp of the heat, so it didn't get burnt or overcooked at all. "Try it?" Fong Haoyu looked at the sizzling, oily barbecue in the bowl, and tears flowed uncontrollably from his mouth. His senior's barbecue skills were actually so good. Just looking at the presentation, it couldn't be bad. He picked up the most beautiful piece of meat, dipped it in the dipping sauce, and sent it into his mouth. Unlike his sister, who chewed her food slowly, he didn't look as good when he ate. His sister's barbecue made him shine. It's delicious. It's sweet. He felt a sense of happiness, not sure if it was because his sister had grilled the meat for him. Fong Haoyu looked like he was enjoying himself. Zhang Zhiyan was very satisfied with his performance. It seemed that the meat she had grilled suited his appetite. Sister, it's so delicious. I'm not good at it, am I? Hey, I was talking about the meat you grilled. I have to say, Idiot Jr. really has a big appetite. Zhang Zhiyan felt that no matter how much she grilled, Idiot Jr. could eat it all. And while eating from the bowl, he was also watching the meat being grilled. He was so full of himself. Zhang Zhiyan's brows furrowed slightly. Junior, you're a scumbag, aren't you? Fong Haoyu? Ha? Fong Haoyu was dumbfounded. Why did he suddenly feel like a scumbag? It seems that I haven't had contact with any woman other than my senior. Could it be that she thinks I like men? It must be that Joe Zhiyan usually looks too gay. My senior misunderstood. Senior, I absolutely have nothing to do with that Joe Zhiyan. My sexual orientation is normal. Fong Haoyu explained with grievances. He hadn't even had time to wipe the oil from the corner of his mouth. This expression of grievances immediately broke Zhang Zhiyan's defenses. So cute. I can't believe I thought he was a scumbag. Zhang Zhiyan looked proud and arrogant. Then why are you looking at the pot when you're eating from the bowl? Fong Haoyu? How can you think of him as a scumbag? It's mainly because the meat that you baked, senior, smells so good, I want to eat more. Fong Haoyu felt a little aggrieved. Zhang Zhiyan's cheeks flushed with a layer of red, and reluctantly believed you. The stupid little junior is so cute. I must rub his face hard sometime. I want to see what it's made of. She watched Fong Haoyu eat every last bit of the meat she had grilled. She felt a sense of satisfaction. After all, everyone wants to be recognized for the things they make. She was no exception. Her junior provided her with enough emotional value. He kept praising her while eating. She almost couldn't control the corners of her mouth from rising. After this barbecue was over, the two of them planned to go back to school. Fong Haoyu patted his round belly, very satisfied. Zhang Zhiyan smirked. What's wrong? Did you eat all the abs? Fong Haoyu laughed. Nonsense, I have 9, it's just that 9 and 9 make 1. Senior's roast pork is really delicious, it feels so good to be fed. Zhang Zhiyan gave him a dirty look. Are you a pig? Do you like being fed? I want to be senior's pig. What kind of fetish is that? What I mean is I want to be senior's precious treasure. On the way back, Fong Haoyu once again felt the softness of his senior. If he could, he would like to go out on a date with his senior every day. Today should be considered a date. At least in his eyes it was. After returning to the school gate. Senior, I'll give you the car, I still have to go to the cafeteria later. Okay, I'll go then. Wait a minute, senior, what is your impression of me? Fong Haoyu stammered. He still cared a lot about how Zhang Zhiyan felt about him. He wanted to know if he had any chance at all. Zhang Zhiyan's mouth involuntarily curled up into a smile, and she said in a spoiling manner, Didn't I say it already? You're an idiot. Ha? What do you mean? Zhang Zhiyan raised her eyebrows and gave a gentle smile, literally. Chapter 38 When did you start to have a good impression of him? You've already got a certificate, so what impression do you ask yourself? Would she get a certificate with a stranger for no reason? Sure enough, he's a fool. Fong Haoyu was at a loss. Is he really a fool in the eyes of his senior? I'll go first, bye. Zhang Zhiyan waved her hand and drove off on an electric bicycle. Leaving Fong Haoyu alone, he looked at her back confusedly. No. What's wrong with being a fool? Senior's sister is a smart person, and she is a perfect match for him. At the very least, Senior's sister must have a very good impression of him. He has a chance. Thinking of this, Fong Haoyu's mood suddenly became extremely comfortable. Fong Haoyu first went to the cafeteria and bought 3 meals. He needs to know that there are still 3 hungry sons waiting for him in his dormitory. If he doesn't go back, he might as well be starved to death by his 3 sons. As soon as he returned to the dormitory, the moment he opened the door and went in, 3 pairs of sad eyes looked over at him. When they saw the 3 meals in Fang Haoyu's hands, they all turned into flattery. Isn't this my father? Hurry and invite him in. Ling Jikai's face was full of flattery. Zhou Ziren's face wore a lewd smile. Seeing this made Fang Haoyu feel sick to his stomach, and he always felt that Zhou Ziren was going to molest him the next second. There was no way around it, Zhou Ziren would feel this way whenever he smiled. Dad, where's the pig's trotter rice I asked for? Zhou Ziren rarely acted like a spoiled child. A hunk of man acting like a spoiled child. The other 3 people immediately got goosebumps. How disgusting. Don't look at my rice with those eyes, it's my braised pork rice. In no time, the 3 portions of rice were divided among the 3 people. Ling Jikai's flattering smile instantly sank. I'm starving. Son, where were you just now? Fang Haoyu was speechless for a moment. You're so annoying. You eat with the bowl, but curse your mother when you put it down. I can't react to this sudden change of mood. Zhou Ziren nodded. Yes, you'd better explain to me. Yao Yutong, on the other hand, didn't ask any questions, as she wasn't as born as these 2. Why would I need to explain what I've done in my life? Ling Jikai, hey, I see why the rubbish is gone. Zhou Ziren agreed. Fang Haoyu must have put it away. You 2 have quite the rapport, so why don't you just get together? Fang Haoyu said, speechless. Get out. He's not worthy. Sorry, I don't like sugarcane. I don't like creepy guys. Who are you calling creepy? The 2 of them engaged in a familiar bickering. Fang Haoyu suddenly came over to Yao Yutong's side and said, Leader, you've been in love before and have a lot of experience, do you know how to woo a girl? Yao Yutong was momentarily taken aback, but after she recovered, she said with a smile, Who do you like? Fang Haoyu laughed, Don't you know? Yao Yutong thought for a moment, I think if you're in love, you use this. He touched the position of his heart. You have to be sincere? Yao Yutong said indifferently, only sincerity can be returned with sincerity. And sincerity is the only ultimate technique. Ling Jikai overheard the 2 talking. Sincerity is the ultimate technique? I sincerely confessed to a girl before, why didn't I succeed? Yao Yutong asked in puzzlement, what did she say at the time? She said, What do you like about me? What did you reply? I said, I like your legs. 6. Yao Yutong couldn't help applauding, this isn't a surefire technique, it's a surefire way to fail. Ling Jikai angrily said, I'll be there at 8 in the morning. You're the one who'll fail for sure. Yao Yutong pointed at Ling Jikai and said, Here's a negative example. Fang Haoyu nodded. Looks like I need to be careful not to turn my special move into a sure kill move. Ling Jikai said unwillingly, Maybe my senior likes your sure kill move? Fang Haoyu kicked Ling Jikai away, Get out. A single dog is not worthy of teaching me. Girls' dormitory. Something's wrong. Very wrong. Didn't you go to the library? Why does your body smell like barbecue? Yang Shaoling asked angrily. It seems like a new barbecue restaurant has opened in the library. Zhang Zhiyan said nonsense seriously. Do I look stupid? Yang Shaoling pointed at her face. Zhang Zhiyan pretended to think for a while and said, A little bit. Aha. Zhang Zhiyan. You're not human. You're not even human. Yang Shaoling waved her limbs in impotent fury. Now you don't even ask me for anything. Am I still your best friend? Zhang Zhiyan's expression was indifferent. Calm down, it's just a barbecue, isn't it? Yang Shaoling pretended to be very distressed. What you ate wasn't barbecue, it was my heart. Drama queen, I'll treat you next time, okay? Okay. Yang Shaoling immediately sat up straight, revealing a good girl's appearance. We're sisters, what's there to talk about treating, as long as you mean it? Yang Shaoling asked curiously, Did you go to the barbecue by yourself? What do you think? Zhang Zhiyan gave a meaningful smile. Yang Shaoling's 7th sense instantly felt a slight sense of wrong. You're not going with a man, are you? This man is not someone I know, is he? Could it be that little junior? Zhang Zhiyan smiled without saying a word. Yang Shaoling was like Sherlock Holmes possessed at this moment, and there was only one truth. The murderer who abducted Zhang Jian was little junior. Zhang Zhiyan was speechless for a while. You're really addicted to acting. Is it true or not? I've forgotten. Yang Xiaoling nodded with a smile. Okay, I understand. If you don't love him, you don't love him. Your heart is broken, and you can't pick up the beat of your heart from before. She started singing as she spoke. Zhang Zhiyan teased, stop singing, you won't get back there by singing. Zhang Jiang, tell me the truth, do you have feelings for this junior? What is your relationship now? Yang Xiaoling said with grievance. Zhang Zhiyan said indifferently, my relationship with him is a bit complicated. As for whether I have feelings for him, don't you already have the answer in your heart? Yang Xiaoling completely figured it out. If Zhang Zhiyan didn't have feelings for the younger boy, why would she talk to him so much? Why would she sit with him? Why would she call him stupid younger boy? Had she ever done that to a boy over the years? Even Song Jiaxing, who had been chasing her for almost 2 years, hadn't spoken to her for more than 5 sentences. So their relationship must be extraordinary. I should have thought of it earlier. Yang Xiaoling's expression was very complex. I never thought that Zhang's school flower would also have a day when iron trees bloom. Zhang, when did you start to have a crush on him? Yang Xiaoling looked at Zhang Jiyan curiously. Zhang Jiyan fell into deep thought, and a little boy suddenly appeared in her mind. He had a very sunny smile. It should have been a long time ago. Chapter 39 Leader. I've got it. I just received a message saying that there will be a freshman cup after the National Day. Yao Yutong said. Basketball? Ling Jikai asked. Yes. Is any one of you going to participate? Yao Yutong was itching to play. You have to know that he really likes playing basketball. He used to play a lot in high school, but after going to college, he went to the court less and less. Because he used to play with people he knew, and when he first went to university, he didn't know that many people, so he rarely went to the court. Basically, all the guys who play basketball like to play in competitions. They all have fantasies of being an NBA player, scoring points on the court, and the feeling of winning the game with their teammates. Ling Jikai shook his head. I'll pass, although I also play basketball, but with my build I'd get crushed easily. Zhou Ziren is even less likely to go. Don't look at him, he's big, but in reality, he hasn't had much contact with basketball and his body coordination isn't very good. Body coordination is very important when playing basketball. Yao Yutong was a little disappointed. If I could go to the game, I would definitely want to cooperate with someone I'm close with. Do you want to go? Yao Yutong asked. Fan Haoyu took off his headphones, stopped typing, and revealed a puzzled expression. Go where? The freshman basketball tournament is a lot of fun, competing against freshmen from other colleges. Yao Yutong's face was full of anticipation. Basketball? Fan Haoyu suddenly remembered himself in high school. At the time, his basketball level was also at the school team level. However, ever since repeating the year, he hadn't touched basketball much. At the time, all he could think about was getting into Jiangnan University and being with Shani. Then he slowly drifted away from basketball. Even after the college entrance exam was over, he rarely touched basketball. He used to like basketball a lot. But I haven't played for a long time, and I may not be selected. Fan Haoyu hesitated a little. It's okay, the selection will only start after the National Day holiday, so we still have almost 2 weeks to do some recovery training. Yao Yutong was full of fighting spirit. Fan Haoyu was still a little hesitant. After all, his physical fitness was no longer what it used to be. Don't hesitate, how can you possibly chase after the Jiangda University campus girl if you stay in the dorm all day? Yao Yutong said excitedly. Fan Haoyu was clearly taken aback. Yao Yutong continued, the Jiangda school flower must like a guy with something different. If you want her to like you, you must show off all your best qualities and make her interested in you. Is that right? Fan Haoyu was intrigued. Yao Yutong patted her chest and said with conviction, my girlfriend and I met because of basketball. At the time, she thought I was cool playing basketball, so she came over to bring me water, and we started getting to know each other. Listen, if a man wants to get a woman's attention, he must show off his strengths and charm. You already showed off your singing skills last time, and didn't the senior student have a crush on you? She even invited you to sing together. Fan Haoyu nodded stupidly, is that so? Yao Yutong said with great earnestness, so this time, show off your strengths in sports. Many girls like guys who can play basketball, as long as they are good looking and have good skills. So have you understood? Fong Haoyu's eyes lit up. Leader. I've got it. So what are you going to do now? Sign up. That's right. After a little persuasion from Yao Yutong, Fong Haoyu finally chose to sign up. Yao Yutong patted Fong Haoyu on the shoulder and said, I've told you all these tips, what should you do? Fong Haoyu said gratefully, I'll bring your lunch. You're a teachable kid. After Fong Haoyu left, Ling Jikai immediately exposed Yao Yutong. You're good, you're CPU Haoyu, right? Zhou Ziran, who was so stupid, can hear it. Isn't it normal for a leader to trick an employee into working for him? Yao Yutong retorted, this is not CPU. I'm speaking from the bottom of my heart. I hope to see Haoyu's progress. I can't stay in the dormitory every day like you guys. Who would like someone who stays in the dormitory all the time? Zhou Ziran, I feel like you're playing me? But I have no proof. Ling Jikai said disdainfully, if Zhang Shuajie really likes athletic guys, doesn't the president of the basketball club have a better chance than Haoyu? Yao Yutong showed the expression of everyone is drunk but I am awake. No, Haoyu is different from them. At least Zhang Shuajie doesn't dislike Haoyu and is willing to make friends with him. The words I like you are just waiting to be written on his face. Do you think Zhang Shuajie can't tell? Ling Jikai frowned, it seems to make some sense. Yao Yutong sneered, Zhang Shuajie has been chased after by so many people, she's not stupid, she can definitely tell. She's always rejected her suitors very clearly before, so why would she now allow Haoyu, who likes her, to be her friend? Is it just because their parents know each other? I don't think so. Ling Jikai was intrigued, why is that? Yao Yutong, because Zhang Shuajie must have a crush on Haoyu. Are you stupid? Would you be best friends with someone you don't have a crush on but who likes you? Ling Jikai pondered for a moment, maybe. Yao Yutong, then you're fishing, cross it out, 3,357 no scumbags left. Ling Jikai retorted, what if Shuajie is a scumbag? Yao Yutong said impatiently, if she were a scumbag, she wouldn't have rejected so many guys, okay? How many guys begged to give her gifts, and she said yes? Zhou Ziran agreed, I always think the leader is right, let's get rid of this 3,357 scumbag first. It really is a sugar cane, with dregs in the heart. Ling Jikai shrugged, no. I was just joking, how could I be a scumbag? But I have to admit, the leader's words still have some truth to them. Yao Yutong raised an eyebrow, you want to improve too? Ling Jikai smiled flattery, leader, I really want to improve, I also want to have a passionate love affair. Do you think I have a chance? Yao Yutong said indifferently, although you are very thin, you have a thick enough skin, and it is still possible to find a girlfriend. Zhou Ziran is more picky. If you can find one, find her, if not, just take one. Zhou Ziran said indifferently, I'm going to go after the new one. Ling Jikai curiously came up, what kind of one is this? The temptation of 2.5 dimensions? It seems pretty good. I want to watch it too. Fong Haoyu also brought Yao Yutong dinner at this time. Even Gong Sui has started to watch anime. By the way, leader, when do we start our recovery training? Fong Haoyu asked. He couldn't wait to show his senior his other side on the court. Yao Yutong said indifferently, without further ado, tonight. Chapter 40, the moonlight is beautiful tonight. Why not a morning run? Because I can't get up. That makes sense. Fong Haoyu agreed wholeheartedly. They had an 8 a.m. class 3 days a week. If they wanted to run in the morning, they would have to get up at 6 o'clock. What's the difference with high school? They couldn't get up for 8 a.m. classes, so they definitely couldn't get up for 6 a.m. classes. Do you two want to go running together? Fong Haoyu asked. We're not competing in a race. Ling Jikai replied. It can improve your physical fitness. Ling Jikai, no. I want to watch it with Zhou Ziran. This thing is really addictive. The male protagonist is just like me. Fong Haoyu? Yao Yutong smiled, ignore them, let's just run by ourselves. Fong Haoyu nodded, okay. He sat down in a chair and suddenly thought of something. Then he sent a message to Hai Zhiyan. Knowledge explosion, hey, do you want to go for a run? I can buy you a cup of milk tea. He hadn't seen the senior for a long time. He wanted to see if the senior would go for a run with him, and they could get to know each other. Hi Zhiyan, you want to go for a run? Knowledge explosion, yeah, I'm participating in the freshman cup. It's been a while since I exercised, so it's kind of rehab. Do you play ball? We can play together next time. Hi. Zhiyan, I don't play ball, but I'll go for a run. Knowledge explosion. Okay, let me know if you have time, and I'll treat you to a meal in the school cafeteria. Hi Zhiyan, there will be opportunities. Girls' dormitory. Zhang Jiyan's face is puffed up as she holds her chin in her hands, which is very cute. In fact, she used to run a lot before, in order to improve her physical fitness. But lately, she has been lazy, and basically hasn't been to the playground. For some reason, she suddenly wants to run. Before, she ran in order to improve her physical fitness. What is the reason now? Maybe it's to see the person you want to see every day. Yang Xiaoling noticed that Zhang Jiyan was acting strange. What are you thinking about? Thinking about him. Yang Xiaoling's expression stiffened. I shouldn't have been so rude. It was getting late. Fan Haoyu finished typing the 4,000 words that had been updated today, and changed into shorts and basketball shoes. Let's go, leader, said Fan Haoyu. The two of them arrived at the school playground. Should I say it or not? The evening playground really gives a feeling of youth. There are quite a few couples chatting on the grass in the middle of the track. There are also quite a few people running on the track. Fan Haoyu last came here during military training. Warm up first, Yao Yutong reminded him. Fan Haoyu reacted and started warming up and stretching with Yao Yutong. How long are you planning to run today? Yao Yutong asked. Half an hour. It's been a while since I last ran, but I used to be proud of my endurance. Fan Haoyu said confidently. I don't believe you. Yao Yutong looked unconvinced. If I can't beat you, I'm not your son. Fan Haoyu's competitive streak as a man was aroused. They warmed up for 2.5 minutes. The two of them started running. At first, they ran side by side. But after a while, Fan Haoyu couldn't keep up. And he was already panting. Fan Haoyu hadn't exercised for a long time, and his endurance had dropped quite a bit. This was what happened when you suddenly started exercising after a long period of inactivity. After only 10 minutes of running, Fan Haoyu was exhausted and wanted to die. But he persisted with his willpower. He himself had just said that he would be done in less than 30 minutes. If he couldn't even make it 10 minutes, what would happen if his boss saw him? Fortunately, he had worn his Bluetooth headphones, and listening to music while running was a good way to distract himself and keep going a little longer. I can't do it anymore. Take a break. Fan Haoyu's face was covered in pain. Fan Haoyu was crouching on the ground, gasping for breath. He always felt like his lungs were going to explode. You can't do it anymore? A voice with a slightly playful tone came from behind. Fan Haoyu looked up and saw the person he had been thinking about day and night. Senior? Zhang Jiyan was wearing a black sports outfit tonight, and she also had a hat on her head. If Fan Haoyu wasn't familiar with the scent on her, he might not have recognized her at first. Zhang Jiyan's face was full of mockery. Stupid little brother, you're so weak. I've only been following you for 10 minutes and you're already done. Fan Haoyu's face suddenly turned red. No. I'm not weak. I've been here for a long time. Zhang Jiyan smiled and said, right, stupid little brother, you've been here for a long time. Then who was the person warming up over there just now? Fan Haoyu turned his head to the side and said sheepishly, it might have been my half-brother. Idiot Junior, when did you also have a double personality? Zhang Jiyan teased. So are you okay? Little dog Junior? Who's a little dog? How could I not be okay? Fan Haoyu immediately stood up, eager to prove himself right away. Then you have to keep up with me. Come on. Fan Haoyu couldn't lose face in front of his senior. I want to show you how strong I am. The two of them ran side by side like this. Zhang Jiyan hadn't run much recently, but at least she still exercised. Fan Haoyu, on the other hand, hadn't exercised at all for almost a year. So Zhang Jiyan's endurance was better than Fan Haoyu's. Fan Haoyu was actually starting to feel the strain. He was holding on purely by sheer force of will. The main thing was that he wasn't panting much anymore, mainly because he was embarrassed to pant in front of his senior. He really didn't want to lose face. He had originally wanted to show his senior his talent for sports by winning the freshman cup. But now it seemed that his senior was better than him in this regard. How embarrassing. However, the more so, the more it could stimulate his desire to win. He lasted for 30 minutes. As soon as he finished running, he couldn't hold on and collapsed directly on the ground. Senior, I can't go on anymore. Fong Haoyu was full of pain. He really couldn't control his expression. His body was covered in sweat. Zhang Zhiyan's sweat also soaked her hair, and small beads of sweat were running down her cheeks, which were slightly reddened. Fong Haoyu couldn't take his eyes off her at this moment. His heartbeat couldn't help but quicken. She is so beautiful. She sat down next to Fong Haoyu. Zhang Zhiyan said lightly, "Why do you want to go running?" Fong Haoyu explained, "I want to participate in the freshman cup and get ready in advance." He asked in return, "Why do you want to go running, senior?" Zhang Zhiyan gave a wicked smile and said, "For the idiot." Fong Haoyu's face couldn't help but blush with embarrassment. "Senior, you're kidding me. You're setting me up again. If I'm a fool, you're a scoundrel." Zhang Zhiyan gave a small smile. "Yes, I'm a scoundrel, but that's better than being a fool." "Senior, the moon is so round today." "Yes, the moonlight is beautiful tonight. Not far away." Yao Yuton looked at the two people in the middle of the playground and gave a smile. Chapter 41. So you're begging me. Leader. Why didn't you wait for me to return to the dormitory on my own? The first thing Fong Haoyu did after returning to the dormitory was to question Yao Yuton. Yao Yuton gave a mysterious smile, still pretending? "If I didn't return to the dormitory, was I going to watch you show your affection for each other?" Fong Haoyu was caught in the act and couldn't help but feel a little guilty. "Don't say anything, it was just a coincidence." Yao Yuton's smile grew even stronger. "Oh, a coincidence. I understand, don't worry, I won't tell anyone." Fong Haoyu nodded. His senior definitely didn't want others to know that she had the habit of running at night. Otherwise, it would definitely affect her. What if a bunch of people suddenly came running at night? Wouldn't that disturb his private meeting with his senior? "How long did you run today?" 30 minutes. Fong Haoyu proudly took out his phone and showed it. "Wow, you really can run for 30 minutes, but you'll be happy when you get up tomorrow morning." Yao Yuton gave a wicked smile. Fong Haoyu's face turned black. How did he not know? Sudden high-intensity exercise after too long without exercise would cause him to wake up with sore muscles tomorrow. But this was a process he must go through. "I thought you would only run for 10 minutes at most, it seems I underestimated you." Yao Yuton patted Fong Haoyu's shoulder in satisfaction. In fact, if it wasn't for the sudden appearance of the senior, Fong Haoyu would not have insisted on running for 30 minutes. At that time, he couldn't stand it after running for 10 minutes. He almost planned to surrender and beg for mercy. "That's for sure, 3357, I'm the toughest guy around. I hope you don't scream when you wake up tomorrow." "No way." Fong Haoyu was full of confidence. At this time, the other two were still watching the show together. Zhou Ziran and Ling Jikai sat together, each wearing an earphone. "This one's not bad, I like this one. This one's my wife." "Isn't your wife Sanjiu?" "They're both mine." Fong Haoyu sighed. These two were becoming more and more like a couple. After Fong Haoyu finished showering, he planned to send a message to harass his senior. "Stupid junior, are you asleep, senior? Smart senior, what do you think? I just took a shower, and my hair is still damp." "Stupid junior, why aren't you blow drying it?" "Smart senior, because I'm not allowed to use high-powered appliances." "Stupid junior, senior, can I run with you in the future?" Fong Haoyu's face flushed after sending the message. He didn't know if his senior liked to run alone. Zhang Zhiyan's mouth curled up slightly as she read the message from her idiot junior. "Wants to run with me? Smart senior, beg me. Idiot junior, senior, please." "Smart senior, since you've asked so sincerely, I'll agree out of the kindness of my heart." "Yes." Fong Haoyu was beside himself with excitement. "This means that I will be able to see my senior every day from now on. And I can even chat with her." Just thinking about the two of them sitting together tonight, looking at the moon, he couldn't help but giggle. Zhang Zhiyan's face was also flushed at this moment. From now on, she will be able to see the idiot junior every day and watch the night view together. Yang Xiaoling was shocked. "Zhang Jiang, you actually blushed." You. She was so shocked that she couldn't speak. She had never seen Jiang Jian blush before. Although Jiang Jian's face was flushed, she still pretended to be calm. Really? It's probably just the heat. Yang Xiaoling said aggrievely, the air conditioning is turned up to what temperature, and you say it's too hot? Fine, fine, you think I'm stupid, don't you? The school beauty queen, ice queen, and cool senior. She actually blushed. I've never seen that as her best friend. I don't know how many people have confessed to Jiang Jian. Every time she rejected someone, her face was very calm, and she was never shy. Today, she actually blushed. And she was caught red-handed. Who was it? Was it that little junior? Yang Xiaoling asked. Jiang Jian took out a mirror and looked at her face. Was it that obvious? It seemed that it was really a little red. Yang Xiaoling was going crazy. Can you ignore me? Jiang Jian asked in confusion, what's wrong? Yang Xiaoling wanted to cry but had no tears. You're so cheap. You've changed. You've become so cold-hearted. Jiang Jian is speechless. Okay, stop acting. Isn't that what you want, gossip? Yang Xiaoling, so is he your junior schoolmate? Jiang Jian raises an eyebrow and smiles. You know the answer to that. Yang Xiaoling lets out a single dog-like howl. Ah! I'm going to kill you all. Are you together? Jiang Jian asks, what do you mean by together? It means confirming the relationship. Are you boyfriend and girlfriend? Not yet. Jiang Jian denied. After all, Xiao Shuedi has not formally confessed to her. They can't be considered a couple yet. But they can be considered husband and wife. It's normal for husband and wife not to be in love yet, right? Yang Xiaoling pouted, your love quarrel is annoying me. You haven't even talked yet? You're annoying me even before you talk. Kid, you're invincible. Early the next morning. It hurts like hell. Fang Haoyu groaned in agony as he got out of bed. If only he hadn't been so proud. Fang Haoyu was sore all over, especially in the calves and thighs. Yao Yutong teased, looks like we have an extra human alarm clock in our dorm these past 2 days. Hurry up, we still have class. There's early morning exercise again this morning. Fang Haoyu was in great pain. Especially when going down the stairs. Each step was an ordeal. The key point is that there are a few berths next to him. Ling Jikai sneers like a bitch, kicking his shin every now and then. I'm going to morning 8. Don't mess with me. Call daddy. Taking advantage of a person's weakness. I don't have a son like you. Class time. Fan Haoyu is now used to messaging his senior. Before, it was only once every few days. Now he has developed a cheeky habit. Good morning, senior. Senior, no classes? Have you eaten yet? It's like licking a dog. But he enjoys it. Although he is the one who initiates the messages, she always responds, so he doesn't feel frustrated and afraid to message her back. As an Aquarius, he can be stubborn sometimes. If she doesn't respond, he won't message her again. But she is different. She always responds to his messages. In fact, even if she doesn't respond, he will still message her. There's no other reason. It's just because he likes her. Stupid younger brother, senior, class is boring, but yours is interesting. When can you give me another lesson? Jiang Jian's mouth curled up slightly in her dormitory, revealing a charming smile. Smart senior, then beg me. Chapter 42, Club Recruitment. Fang Haoyu sneered. Beg? A real man born between heaven and earth can't. Foolish younger brother, please. But then again, a real man can bend and stretch. It wasn't like this was the first time he had asked his senior for help. He would have given his face away just to be able to spend some time alone with her. Smart senior, get up early on Saturday mornings and come to the library. Promise. Fang Haoyu looked excited. It was a weekend, but so what? It was just getting up early. He was willing to stay up all night for his senior. Ling Jikai, who was standing nearby, looked at Fang Haoyu, who was smiling foolishly, with mixed feelings. This kid is hopeless. Soon the morning class was over. It was already the 4th week of the semester. Many clubs were now recruiting new members. After entering university, there would be a lot of clubs. However, Fang Haoyu was actually not very interested in clubs. He felt that the time spent joining a club would be better spent getting 2 more stamps for the reader to update. Although he did not plan to join a club, he still wanted to watch the excitement. When they arrived at the club recruitment area, there were a lot of people. There were also a lot of clubs. The 4 people from room 3357 wandered in together. Holy shit, there's Yuli. Joe Zyron's eyes were very sharp. He immediately spotted the recruitment area for the anime club. There were quite a few cosplaying schoolgirls at the anime club recruitment area. There was even Joe Zyron's favorite Sanjo. Joe Zyron's eyes shone with excitement, as if he had seen his soulmate. I can't hold back anymore. Brothers, I'll go first. You guys go ahead and watch whatever you want, I'm going to go pursue my happiness. After Joe Zyron left, there were only the 3 of them left. Ling Jikai said indifferently, this is a good match. Fang Haoyu asked curiously, why aren't you going? Aren't you also watching the series lately? Ling Jikai gave a wicked smile, no rush, I'll go later. I'll just take a stroll around first. Why? You'll find out in a minute. Sure enough, it wasn't long before Fang Haoyu understood Ling Jikai's purpose. As the 3 of them strolled past the club recruitment booths, they were greeted by enthusiastic shouts from many of the older students. Hey, little brother, come on over, our club has a lot of fun activities. Hey, little brother, come to the dance club, we have lots of pretty girls here. Hey, come to the esports club, we have lots of pretty girls here, and we'll wait for you to take them to the top of the rankings. The smile on Ling Jikai's face never left. He kept going back and forth between the girls in each club. He really enjoyed interacting with them. I need to think about it, let's add each other on WeChat first, and I'll let you know when I've made up my mind, he said to the girls. In this way, Ling Jikai added almost 10 girls. Fang Haoyu and Yao Yutong couldn't help but give him a thumbs up. You're awesome. It turns out that Gonsui is not stupid. Fang Haoyu exclaimed. He had no idea that Ling Jikai was such a sly person. He can add so many older sisters in this way. Ling Jikai said proudly, do you want me to recommend some to you? Don't worry, the older sisters I added are all of high quality. He wasn't lying. Most of the clubs had sent their handsome guys and beautiful girls to recruit members. So along the way, the older sisters Ling Jikai added were all of high quality. No, I don't want any, I have a girlfriend. Yao Yutong decisively refused. Ling Jikai turned to Fang Haoyu. Fang Haoyu waved his hand, keep it for yourself, I already have a schoolmate. He only likes the smart schoolmate now, so naturally he can't add other schoolmates. Ling Jikai, then all these schoolmates are mine. Yao Yutong hit the nail on the head, just because you've added them as friends doesn't mean you've become their boyfriend. Besides, you don't even know if you'll dare to send them a message. Ling Jikai shrugged, who wouldn't dare? You're just jealous. Anyway, my mission is complete, I should go find the pretty cosplay girl in the anime club. After Ling Jikai left, Fang Haoyu asked, leader, what club are you going to join? The basketball club, Yao Yutong replied. Fang Haoyu nodded. Yao Yutong liked playing basketball and it was normal for her to join the basketball club. Where are you going? Fang Haoyu smiled, I'm just here to join the fun, I shouldn't join any club. Just now, quite a few older students surrounded him, and he rejected them all. Clubs? They would only affect the speed at which he could woo older students. The reason he didn't run for class representative and join a club was to make his university life a little easier. Fang Haoyu followed Yao Yutong to the basketball club. It turned out that someone in the basketball club was cosplaying as Koen Koen. The club was even playing Koen Koen's famous song, You Are So Beautiful. The main thing was that the guy cosplaying as Koen Koen was dancing. You walking towards me makes me so excited. I have to say that these clubs are really good at recruiting people. While Yao Yutong went to find out more about the basketball club, Fang Haoyu also curiously walked over to the recruitment point for the anime club. He wanted to see if the 2 people had already signed up. But he was surprised when he saw them. He had just pushed his way through the crowd to get to the recruitment point for the anime club. He immediately saw Joe Zyron, who had already started to blend in. He had even started his talent show. He could dance all kinds of otaku dance with ease. Fang Haoyu could understand, after all, the blissful paradise of the last military training had already amazed many people. Wouldn't it be easier to dance a simpler otaku dance? A bunch of cosplaying seniors were cheering for him like crazy. Where was Ling Jikai? At a glance, he saw Ling Jikai learning otaku dance from a cosplaying senior. He also wanted to be appreciated by the anime club seniors like Joe Zhiyan. So he resolutely chose to learn dance on the spot. But even the simplest of steps he could do were a mix of left and right feet. It looks like they're having fun. Fong Haoyu laughed. He didn't choose to join a club. Today's club recruitment is over. Everyone in room 3357 has returned to their room. So, what happened? Which club did you join? Joe Zhiyan, I of course joined the anime club. Ling Jikai, me too. Not responding to the other girls? Fong Haoyu teased. The girls in the anime club are so attractive. I admit I have no resistance to pretty girls who can cosplay. I'll be a skinny otaku from now on. Yao Yutong, I joined the basketball club. Ling Jikai curiously asked, Haoyu, what club did you join? I didn't join anything. I'm unemployed and carefree. Fong Haoyu replied. Why not? Don't you like anything? No, I quite like the singing club. Then why don't you go? Because I'm good at it. Just kidding, mainly because I'm lazy. Fong Haoyu laughed. He was about to ask which club the senior was in. But then he thought, the senior is a junior, and basically juniors have already quit clubs. So there's nothing he wants to join. Fong Haoyu looked at the date today. It seems like he thought of something. It seems like the smart senior's birthday is coming up, right? Chapter 43, Preparing a Gift. Fong Haoyu vaguely remembered that his senior's birthday seemed to be in early October. It was already the end of September. As for how he knew the birthday, it was written on the marriage certificate. He took out his phone and started browsing through the photo album. The marriage certificate was at home. But he had taken photos of it, and he would take a photo of the basic ID card photos and save them, in case he lost them and couldn't remember the information inside. He quickly found his senior's birthday. He was right, it was the beginning of October, on the 5th. Fong Haoyu firmly remembered the date. Fortunately, he hadn't joined a club, so he had extra time to prepare a gift for his senior. He just hadn't decided what to get yet. He wanted to give a very thoughtful gift. Haoyu, do you play games? Ling Zikai asked. Fong Haoyu shook his head absent-mindedly and said, not now. Okay. Ling Zikai didn't pay much attention to it either. Should I ask my senior what she lacks? Would that be too obvious? He definitely didn't want his senior to know in advance that he was going to give her a gift. He wanted to prepare a surprise. I should be able to ask tactfully without being discovered, right? After all, I'm so smart. Stupid junior, senior, is there anything in particular that you want? Smart senior, why are you asking that? Are you going to give me a gift? Stupid junior, how could that be? I was just asking. Ha ha ha. Fong Haoyu suddenly felt a little guilty. Was it obvious? Although it was said that falling in love made people stupid, but hadn't he even started falling in love yet? Had he become stupid? Or was his senior just too smart? Zhiyan looked at her phone with a playful expression. She couldn't help but laugh. This stupid junior really was a stupid person. Smart senior, I don't really want anything, I basically have everything I want. Zhiyan was telling the truth. Her family was quite wealthy. She could afford to buy basically everything she wanted. And she wasn't interested in particularly expensive luxury goods. That was why she said she had basically everything she wanted. Fong Haoyu knew he couldn't continue asking questions. If he asked any more, she would definitely find out. He clicked on her friend's circle. He hoped to find some inspiration there. Her friend's circle was basically empty. There wasn't even a selfie. Fong Haoyu's expression was mixed. No wonder they say that his senior is a cold goddess, she doesn't even post in her circle of friends. If I were that good looking, I would be posting in my circle of friends every day. Fong Haoyu slumped down on the bench. Forget it, let's listen to some music. Fong Haoyu took out his phone and put on the Bluetooth headset, planning to choose a song to listen to. Just as he selected a song by Jay Cho called Dandelion Promise. Suddenly he saw a prompt pop up on the music app. It probably means that one of your friends really likes this song. The profile picture is very familiar. Fong Haoyu subconsciously clicked on it. This is my senior's account, right? Is big data really that scary? Fang Haoyu often sees these kinds of messages. A lot of software nowadays is like this. The similarity between your playlist and this friend's playlist is 80%, which exceeds. Fang Haoyu's slightly stunned. His playlist is basically the same as his seniors? Big data is amazing these days, but how can you compare these? But it seems like he can find a hint of inspiration in this. Fang Haoyu flipped through his own playlist, and most of the songs were by Jay Cho. This also means that at least half of the songs on his sister's playlist were by Jay Cho. And when he thought about the song she had asked him to sing before going to sleep, it was Dandelion's Promise. He was already pretty sure. His sister was a fan of Jay Cho. He is also a fan of Jay Cho. So he can definitely start with this place. He is sure to get it right if he starts with what his sister likes. Fang Haoyu really felt like a genius at this moment. I am practically Einstein possessed. He is not a stupid younger brother. From now on he is the smart younger brother. Immediately afterwards, he started searching for some of Jay Chou's records and other things. But then he thought. His sister is not short of money, she must have bought all these things. Fang Haoyu, who had just felt clever, suddenly felt dejected. Yao Yutong noticed Fang Haoyu, who was happy one minute and sad the next, and asked curiously, Haoyu, what are you doing? Fang Haoyu looked miserable. I'm thinking about what birthday gift to give her. Yao Yutong instantly understood. So that's it. Fang Haoyu said, but it seems like she lacks nothing. Yao Yutong said seriously, in fact, it doesn't matter what you give, the thought is what counts. That's what you say, but I want to give her a special gift. I don't want to give her a gift that someone else has already given her. I want to give her something that's unique, Fang Haoyu said lightly. Yao Yutong pondered for a moment. Unique? Actually, there are many unique things. They don't have to be objects, they can also be experiences or feelings. Fang Haoyu nodded as if he understood. You mean give my first kiss to my senior? Yao Yutong gave him a blank look. Boy, you're invincible. Fang Haoyu laughed, joking, Senior sister, I'm afraid to do what you're asking me to do. But you do have a point, and I think I have an idea. Yao Yutong nodded with satisfaction. Disciple, you must not disappoint your master. Don't be like the other two single guys in the dormitory. Fang Haoyu nodded vigorously, understood. Achoo! Ling Jikai sniffed. Who's cursing me? Zhou Ziren sneered, it's because you've been over-rewarded that you're weak. Ha ha ha. Achoo! Ling Jikai's big eyes were filled with big doubts. Sorry, I was a bit loud just now. Zhou Ziren smiled awkwardly. Fang Haoyu already had an idea. It was just that he wasn't sure if the idea could be realized. He left the dormitory and went to the hallway to call his good friend Huang Jianfeng. Hello? B, are you busy right now? Fang Haoyu asked. Huang Jianfeng, not busy right now, why? You suddenly called. Can you please help me grab some concert tickets? Concert? Yes, Jay Chou's. 1. 2. Huang Jianfeng asked suspiciously, 2? Who are you going with? Shun Yi. Fang Haoyu, how could I go with her? I'm no longer involved with her. Don't you go to concerts a lot? Don't you have a script for grabbing tickets? Huang Jianfeng, yes, but I can't guarantee I'll get it. Concert tickets are quite expensive. I don't know how to explain it to you, it's very complicated. What price range are you looking for? 2,000, as close to the front as possible, the one in Chongqing in October. Okay, I'll let you know if I get it. But let's be clear, most of the tickets near the front are internal ones. You can get it most to the middle and a bit forward, but that's still pretty good, at least you'll still have a chance to interact with Jay Cho. That's enough, thanks. It's okay, we're all buddies. The time to grab the tickets is just a few days from now. In fact, the time is quite tight. Fang Haoyu transferred 5,000 yuan to Huang Jianfeng all at once. This money is all the royalties he has earned during this period of time. He actually wanted to go to a Jay Cho concert once when he graduated. But what he wanted at the time was to go with the person he liked. At that time, he originally wanted to go with Shani. At that time, he thought he could be with Shani. But then he was rejected. He now just hopes that Huang Jianfeng can be a little more supportive and that nothing will happen to him. Time came tonight. Fang Haoyu had an appointment with an older girl to go for a run together. Zhang Jian gave a faint smile. Stupid younger brother? Are you going to give me a present? Fang Haoyu said guiltily. No, I don't even remember your birthday. Zhang Jian gave a cunning smile. But I didn't say it was a birthday present, did I? Do you want to secretly give me a surprise? Chapter 44, More Love for Food. Fang Haoyu, who had been guessed, felt a little guilty. What surprise? I'm a straight man. Zhang Jian smiled sweetly. That's right, you're an idiot. How would you prepare a surprise? She said this, but she already guessed in her heart. She just wanted to give the idiot junior a way out. The junior might give her a birthday present. Senior, it's almost vacation, where are you going to play? Fang Haoyu asked cautiously. Zhang Jian shook her head. I don't know yet, I haven't made any plans yet. Suddenly she raised an eyebrow. Are you trying to ask me out? Fang Haoyu. Is it that easy to guess what I'm thinking? Could it be that you can read minds? Fang Haoyu, who was a bit shy, was about to speak. Zhang Jian interrupted him. I agree. Agree to what? Fang Haoyu was stunned. To go out with you. Zhang Jian's cheeks flushed slightly. Fang Haoyu was a little excited. Really? Yes. The whole holiday? Zhang Jian gave Fang Haoyu a little tap on the forehead, full of affection. I'll be in our wedding room, you can come over any time. Fang Haoyu was a little dazed for a moment. What's wrong? It's time to go running. Oh, good. He didn't expect his senior to agree so easily. Does this mean that he can continue to live with his senior during the National Day holiday? As for going home? His father would be happy if he didn't go back. If he went back, he might even be kicked out by his own father. Moreover, his father had created such a good opportunity for him. If he went back, he would let his father down. Today, Fang Haoyu had improved a little compared to yesterday, and he was no longer so tired. After running, he would not be unable to speak clearly. Senior, can I live with you during the holiday? Fang Haoyu scratched his head. What's wrong? You're not jealous of my body, are you? Zhang Jian smirked. Fang Haoyu was slightly stunned. At the beginning, it was the senior who forced herself to sleep in the same bed with him. Unexpectedly, the tables have now turned. But now he likes the senior. It's okay for him to be humble. Fang Haoyu said with a grievance, the main thing is that my father won't let me go home, so I'll just go to your house and stay for a few days. He should have said something. In a critical moment, his acting was still very good. He stared at his schoolmate with big, pitiful eyes. Please. Schoolmate. Zhang Jian found his expression very cute and couldn't help but laugh. I told you, didn't I? You can come at any time. Do your parents know that you're flirting with other people outside? Fang Haoyu retorted, I'm not flirting. This isn't flirting? Then what is? Fang Haoyu pretended to be weak and said, Schoolmate, I beg you. This is what it means to be coquettish. Wait. You recorded it? Zhang Jian couldn't hold back the corners of her mouth anymore, and her phone in her hand had already anticipated the situation and recorded Fang Haoyu's coquettish behavior. Fang Haoyu had a long face. Senior, let's talk about this nicely. Can you delete the video? If this video gets seen by others, I'll lose face. Zhang Jian pretended not to hear Fang Haoyu's words and clicked to open the video. Senior, please. Fang Haoyu. Zhang Jian propped her chin up with one hand and gave a playful smile. You're begging me. At this moment, Fang Haoyu really wanted to find a hole to burrow into. Who exactly said that the schoolmate was a cold schoolmate? This is called being cold? He was almost made a fool of. Look at the moon. Fang Haoyu tried to change the subject. If you beg me, I'll look. Please. Reluctantly, I'll take a look. The moon is also very round today. Time passed quickly. Soon it was the National Day holiday. 7 days off. Where are you going? Fang Haoyu asked. Ya Yutong said indifferently, my girlfriend is off, so I'll take her to look around our school for a couple of days, and then go for a spin in Jiangcheng. Ling Jikai, I'm supposed to go home, I haven't been home in a month, I want to go back and take a look. Zhou Ziren also wants to go home. Although when filling out the application form, they all wanted to go out. But only by going out will they know how happy they are to be studying locally. You can go home whenever you want. Of course, the prerequisite is that you have a good relationship with your parents. Fang Haoyu was the only one left in the dormitory after the holidays. Fang Haoyu sighed. It's better to be busy. Even his father had to go pursue his own love. Just as he was about to leave, Yao Yuton suddenly returned to the dormitory. Why did you come back? I forgot to take my student ID card, which can get discounts. Yao Yuton laughed. Where are you going? Fang Haoyu smiled indifferently. To pursue love, of course. Leader, do you have any more tips you can pass on to me? Yao Yuton pondered for a moment, and suddenly said, practice makes perfect. What do you mean? Fang Haoyu didn't understand. Yao Yuton repeated, don't you understand? Practice makes perfect. I'm talking about falling in love. You'll learn a lot by being in contact with it more. Don't disappoint your father. Fang Haoyu. After Yao Yuton left, Fang Haoyu went straight to the bridal room with his senior. The girls' dormitory. Are you going home? Chun Yu asked curiously. Xin Yi's expression was very complicated. I still don't know. She had been thinking about someone these past few days. Fang Haoyu. The person she had rejected at the time. For some reason, ever since the two of them met that time, she had been unable to get him out of her mind. She didn't understand what exactly Zhang Jian's relationship with him was. During the welcome party, the two of them sang together on stage, and it gave her a tingling feeling in her heart. It was as if she had lost something very important. Her mind kept recalling Fang Haoyu from high school. At that time, Fang Haoyu was very good to her, and he could be said to have cared for her in every way. She also said that they would be together after they were admitted to the same university. But she regretted it at that time. After she went to university, she became the flower of the Department of Finance and Economics. Every day, different men showed their affection for her. This also made her heart no longer firm. So she couldn't help sending a message to Fang Haoyu. But she found that she had been blocked. This made her momentarily lose her guard. Yeah, it seems I've lost the person who was best for me. Xin Yi's eyes turned slightly red. Xin Yi threw herself into Chun Yu's arms. Chun Yu patted her back and said softly, what's wrong? Why haven't I heard you mention this before? If there's anything you want to tell me, I can help you figure it out. Xin Yi sobbed, I rejected the boy who loves me the most. I saw him with other girls and it made me feel really, really bad. Chun Yu had never heard Xin Yi talk about this before. It also took a while for her to digest it. So her best friend had rejected someone, and then realized she liked someone else. But the other person already didn't like her anymore. After understanding the situation, Chen Yu's expression was also very complicated. This matter must be her best friend's problem. Someone you yourself rejected, do you think they should continue to like you? Chapter 45, Great. You really want to watch? But she is after all her best friend. Chun Yu will definitely help her come up with an idea. Does he have a girlfriend now? Chen Yu asked. I don't think so. I asked someone to help me check his circle of friends, and he hasn't made an official announcement yet. Xin Yi said with grievance. He once told me that as long as he was in a relationship, he would definitely post it on his circle of friends so that everyone would know he had a girlfriend. Chen Yu let out a sigh of relief. What are you sad about if you don't have a boyfriend? Hasn't he liked you for a long time? Almost 4 years, right? Xin Yi said. Chen Yu said indifferently, he's liked you for 4 years, so he can't just forget about you. He must still have a little place in his heart for you. Xin Yi, really? Chen Yu laughed and said, don't worry, you're so good looking, and since he couldn't get you before, there's definitely a place for you in his heart. If you're willing to chase after him, I don't see any problem with it. You must have confidence in your looks. You are the school beauty, how many men have shown interest in you? As the saying goes, it's harder for a man to woo a woman than for a woman to woo a man, especially a beautiful woman like you. Not to mention that you are still someone's white moonlight, the person you liked in high school definitely occupies a large part of their heart. After Chen Yu's guidance, Xin Yi regained some confidence, but when she thought about Zhang Jian's looks, she hesitated and said, what if I'm not as good looking as that woman? Chen Yu, don't be ridiculous, could it be that woman is Zhang Jian? That's impossible. Even if that woman is prettier than you were with her for 3 years in high school, so you still have an advantage. As for Zhang Jian, I don't think so. Have you forgotten her personality? How could she like a guy? Shinny felt that this made a lot of sense. Although Fan Haoyu seemed to have a connection with Zhang Zhiyan, it was unlikely that they were together. Zhang Zhiyan is the iceberg goddess. If she liked boys, she would have had a boyfriend a long time ago. And if Fan Haoyu was really with Zhang Zhiyan, he would have announced it a long time ago. So she still has a chance. Shinny wiped away the tears from the corner of her eyes. So what should I do now? Chunyu thought for a moment. I think you need to take the initiative now, and be a little more thick-skinned. After all, you were the one who rejected the other person in the first place, and now you're being more passive. But just need to remobilize his liking for you, and the initiative will return to your hands. Now be bold and add it back. Shinny nodded seriously, and then decisively sent a friend request. Senior, open the door quickly. It's me. Fan Haoyu shouted at the door. Zhang Zhiyan's tone was flat. Who are you? Idiot Junior. Click. Zhang Zhiyan laughed. I would have opened if you had said idiot earlier. As soon as he entered, Fan Haoyu's eyes subconsciously looked down. Zhang Zhiyan was still wearing a pair of shorts at home, revealing her white and slender legs. What are you looking at? Zhang Zhiyan blushed. Ha? Nothing? Fan Haoyu pretended to be dumb. Do you like it? It's quite good-looking. A playful expression appeared on Zhang Zhiyan's good-looking face. If you like it, take a closer look. What are you pretending to be a gentleman for? Fan Haoyu was full of embarrassment, so I won't be polite. Great. You really are looking. Didn't you tell me to look? Cut the crap. I don't eat beef. Prepare to die. Senior, I was wrong. SSH. Don't you pinch my waist. In no time, Fan Haoyu was sitting on the sofa, covering his waist, and his face was full of pain. Why are you covering your kidneys? Do you have a problem with your kidneys? No. This is my waist. My kidneys are fine. Fan Haoyu retorted. Every time he is alone with his senior, he feels like she is a different person. At school, she is always aloof, whether she is alone or with others. But when they are alone together, she can't stop bullying him. Why do you keep bullying me? Because you look honest. Does that mean honest people deserve to be bullied? No, but I'm going to bully you anyway. Zhang Zhiyan crossed her arms and looked arrogant. Devil. What did you say? I said you have a great figure. Fan Haoyu quickly smiled to please her. Zhang Zhiyan looked at her own figure and her mouth slightly rose. She had a slender waist, white and slender legs, and most importantly, although she was slim, she was still very full in the right places. However, she usually dressed more conservatively at school. She had not let any other man see her smooth, slender white legs. Fan Haoyu was the only one. She was wearing a loose-fitting white t-shirt, but it still couldn't hide her hot body. It really was very good-looking. Zhang Zhiyan asked again, do you like looking at it? Fan Haoyu secretly smiled in his heart. Senior. This time I won't fall for your tricks. I don't like it. Zhang Zhiyan's aloof temperament from school instantly released, and she said expressionlessly, you think I have a poor figure? Fan Haoyu had gone dumb? I'm honest, please let me go. Immediately afterwards, Fan Haoyu decisively changed the subject and said to his senior, let's go to the mountain city to play in a couple of days. Zhang Zhiyan was slightly taken aback. What are we going to the mountain city for? I just want to go on a trip. We've been in Jiangxing for so long, we should also go to other cities and have some fun. The world is so big, don't you want to go and see it? Fan Haoyu said sincerely. Since it was the invitation of the idiot junior, Zhang Zhiyan naturally would not refuse. Her face was full of arrogance, and she reluctantly agreed. But I will pay for the round-trip fare and hotel. Fan Haoyu smiled sheepishly, it's okay, I'll pay for it. Zhang Zhiyan said indifferently, I'll pay for it, so don't be stubborn. Do you want me to keep spending your money? She didn't want to keep spending Fan Haoyu's money either. It would make her feel uncomfortable. She didn't lack money, and spending other people's money all the time would make her feel bad. Not to mention someone she cared about. She didn't want the other person to be the only one to pay, she wanted to pay too. But I already bought the tickets. Then I'll book the hotel. Okay. At this time, Zhang Zhiyan didn't know what kind of gift Fan Haoyu would give her. But she wasn't going to guess. As long as Fang Haoyu gave it to her, even if it was just a simple cup, she would be very happy. Fang Haoyu was ready on his end. He planned to take his senior to see Jay Chou's concert. Of course, Huang Jianfeng had not let him down and helped him get 2 tickets. Otherwise, he would not have said he wanted to go to the mountain city. In his heart, the omnipotent Huang Jianfeng had risen in status. If he really becomes a couple with his senior, he will definitely reserve a table for Huang Jianfeng. Fang Haoyu noticed at this time that someone had sent a friend request to his WeChat. Since going to university, he has basically turned off the sound on his phone. This also caused him to notice the message only now. Who is this? Fang Haoyu's brows furrowed after seeing the avatar and ID. Why is it her? Chapter 46, You're Sick. He immediately recognized it as Xinyi's WeChat ID. Or rather, her WeChat ID. Fang Haoyu had blocked Xinyi's main account. Fang Haoyu was at a loss for words. She had rejected him. To be precise, the two of them had no relationship now. Why would she add him back? Just as Fang Haoyu was about to reject the friend request, Zhang Zhiyan came up to Fang Haoyu and leaned on his shoulder. Who was she talking to? Fang Haoyu blushed slightly when he was suddenly attacked by his senior. The two were very close, and his gaze lingered on her pretty face. Who is this? This is a girl's profile, right? Why add you? Zhang Zhiyan's eyebrows furrowed slightly. She fired off a series of 3 questions. Fang Haoyu didn't expect his senior to suddenly get angry. She seemed to be jealous that his senior was reading his messages. No, it wasn't snooping, it seemed like she was reading them openly. If it was his senior, then it was fine. Fang Haoyu was inexplicably happy, and then he asked, What's wrong? You can be jealous too, senior? Could he also tease his senior a little? He had originally thought that his senior would be shy and argue back. But unexpectedly, Zhiyan burst out laughing. Stupid junior, do you think I'm you? Fang Haoyu saw that his senior was not following the routine. Does she not like me? Fang Haoyu's expression was slightly lost. Zhang Zhiyan patted his head and spoke in a very indulgent tone. Okay, I'm jealous, so you better tell me who she is, or I'll go crazy. Zhang Zhiyan was like coaxing a child. But Fang Haoyu really fell for it. I'll reluctantly tell you. What do you mean reluctantly? We are legally married. If you flirt with other women behind my back, I can sue you for cheating. Tell me, who is she? Did you find another girl? Fang Haoyu hurriedly explained. How could I? She is the girl I've liked for a long time. I don't know why she suddenly added me back, I've already blocked her. I was about to reject the friend request, really. I swear. Fang Haoyu raised his hands in a very funny way to guarantee it. Zhang Zhiyan naturally believed him. Of course, she wasn't jealous, she just liked to tease the idiot. I know, I'm just teasing you. Zhang Zhiyan pinched Fang Haoyu's cheek with a wicked smile. Sigh. You haven't eaten yet, have you? I'll go cook for you. Zhang Zhiyan smiled sweetly. Fang Haoyu looked at Zhang Zhiyan as she went to the kitchen. His heartbeat accelerated uncontrollably. Whenever he was with his senior, his heartbeat would speed up unconsciously. He had decisively rejected Xinyi's friend request. He had spent a long time letting her go. There was no way he would go back to her. Moreover, the person he liked now was not Xinyi, but his senior. So it was basically impossible for him to have contact with Xinyi again. He should have said something. The food that his senior made really suited his taste. Fang Haoyu ate very quickly. The main reason was that the food at school was too different from the food that his senior made. Not only was his senior's food delicious, it was also his favorite. Senior, are you my fan? How come you always make my favorite food? I guessed. Zhang Zhiyan said indifferently. Fang Haoyu laughed. You're so good at guessing, can you guess what I'm thinking right now? Zhang Zhiyan pretended to think for a while and said, You should be thinking about helping me wash the dishes later. No, I don't want to. Zhang Zhiyan gave a fake smile, her eyes full of warning. No. You do. Am I right? Fang Haoyu said with a grievance, You're absolutely right. You really are very clever, senior. I'm convinced. Zhang Zhiyan smirked with satisfaction. That's right. Go wash the dishes already. Coming. Yeah, he rejected my friend request. Shin gave a bitter smile. Chen Yu frowned. Rejected? Well, I don't really feel like I have a chance anymore. Don't be discouraged, I think he's playing hard to get. Don't worry, just apply again in a couple of days, and apologize first. You show your weakness first, and then slowly manipulate him. Shin nodded seriously. She didn't believe that someone who had liked her for so long would let her go so easily. Senior, you're so awesome. Fang Haoyu was playing King of Glory with his senior. He had to admit that he found his senior to be very talented at games. She was good at any game. But Fang Haoyu was not bad either. Usually in the dormitory, he was the one leading Fei Ling Jikai. The two of them teamed up well, and they had basically never lost a game. Let's call it a day. If we keep playing we'll start losing. Fang Haoyu laughed. Both of them have a gold medal record, and they basically always rank some of the weaker teammates. They even ranked in the chicken claw stream. Fortunately, they both flew. Senior, you are good at studying and playing games, so how come I can't see any flaws in you? Zhang Zhiyan smiled and said, yes, I have a lot of flaws. Could it be that I have a filter for you? Fang Haoyu rubbed his chin and pondered. Senior, what do you think your flaws are? Zhang Zhiyan propped up her chin with one hand and looked at him with her eyes. I have shortcomings. Fang Haoyu was secretly pleased, but pretended to be speechless. Senior, your corny romantic words are so corny. If you don't want to hear it, I won't say it again. But then again, I'm actually a very corny person who likes corny romantic words. Senior, feel free to use corny romantic words on me. Fang Haoyu closed his eyes and showed an expression of being at the mercy of others. Zhang Zhiyan's eyes narrowed slightly, and she said disdainfully, you're so sick. Fang Haoyu gave a flattering smile and said, I'm glad you like it. When did I say I liked it? I guessed. Although it was already vacation, Fang Haoyu still went running at night. After running and taking a shower, it was time for Fang Haoyu's favorite part. Hey, I can sleep in the same bed with you again. Come in, what are you doing? Zhang Zhiyan said impatiently. Fang Haoyu cautiously came to the edge of the bed. I'm a little embarrassed. What are you embarrassed about? As I said, you can't cross the line. You were the puppy last time, so be careful. Fang Haoyu suddenly remembered that last time it was his senior who had crossed the line. Last time it wasn't you who was the puppy first. Zhang Zhiyan blushed and raised her chin. What did you say? Who was the puppy last time? It's fine, I'm the puppy. It seems that this rule only applies to him. Adaptive rules. There's nothing I can do, after all, you're the one in charge of this family. Don't talk in your sleep tonight. Zhang Zhiyan teased. I won't talk in my sleep. After the lights were turned off, the two of them lay in bed chatting. Senior, I've always wanted to ask you a question. What is it? Have you ever liked someone? Chapter 47, Lao Jishu Daoshan. Zhang Zhiyan was momentarily taken aback. She had not expected Fang Haoyu to suddenly ask such a question. Fang Haoyu's heart was in his throat at this moment. Of course there was. When? Fang Haoyu prayed inwardly that it was not now. If his schoolmate had someone she liked, and it wasn't him, he would feel very bad. When I was little, Zhang Zhiyan said indifferently. Fang Haoyu let out a sigh of relief. When you were little? If that little boy knew that you're so pretty now, he would definitely regret it. Really? I think so too. Ha ha. Zhang Zhiyan laughed. Why did you like him? Fang Haoyu asked curiously. Zhang Zhiyan gradually fell into her memories and muttered, why? Because he bravely stood up for me when I was being bullied and he was also my only friend when I was little. Senior, you were bullied when you were little? Fang Haoyu said in surprise. Zhang Zhiyan put her left leg over her right leg, rolled over, and looked at him with her eyes. This very seductive scene did not go unnoticed by Fang Haoyu. Well, they all laughed at me and isolated me, and only he protected me. Fang Haoyu looked at the ceiling and sighed. He really is a good person. If you had the chance to meet him again, what would you say to him? Zhang Zhiyan smiled. I've already met him. Fang Haoyu felt a little jealous. What kind of person is he now? Like an idiot. Fang Haoyu felt a little lost, and his eyes gradually became vacant. That person should be considered the white moonlight of his schoolmate, right? He thought that the idiot was the schoolmate's exclusive. Unexpectedly, the schoolmate's white moonlight is actually so important to her. Because the lights were off. Plus Fang Haoyu didn't want his schoolmate to see his sad side. So he didn't continue to ask. Jiang Zhiyan asked in confusion, sleeping? Fang Haoyu responded softly, Originally, he was quite sleepy. Now I'm feeling very irritable. I simply can't sleep. I can't help but think all sorts of nonsense. My sister's white moonlight. If my sister's white moonlight confessed to her, my sister would probably say yes. As he watched his sister fall asleep beside him, Fang Haoyu's heart was filled with mixed emotions. He liked his sister. But when it came to his sister's white moonlight, he had no confidence in himself at all. Because if he were to take his sister's place, his choice would definitely be biased in favor of the white moonlight. Imagine if, in your darkest hour, there was someone who could be a light to protect you. You would like that person too, wouldn't you? Fang Haoyu felt that his mouth was too much to be asked. If he had known it was going to be so difficult, he would not have asked. However, it seemed that the school sister and her white moonlight did not seem to have much contact. Thinking about this, Fang Haoyu carefully recalled. Since he met the school sister, he has been the only boy she has ever contacted. In that case, could it be that his senior's white moonlight has a girlfriend, or that his senior no longer likes him? If that was the case, Fang Haoyu felt that his chances were still very good. He had finally found a reason to make himself feel a little better. Should he ask his senior for advice? His senior was quite good at relationships. Fang Haoyu quietly took the mobile phone by the bed and turned the brightness to the lowest. Then he sent a message to his senior, Hi Zhiyan. Are you there, senior? Usually, when he sends a message, senior Hi Zhiyan is there. But this time, the senior did not reply to him. Fang Haoyu put down the phone and thought that the senior should be busy or asleep. There was no rush anyway. Just as he was about to rest, he noticed that the screen of the senior's phone lit up. It seemed that someone had sent her a message. But Fang Haoyu didn't care. This is someone else's privacy, and he would not peek. Because he was going to go to the mountain city with his schoolmate. So for the past 2 days, Fang Haoyu had been packing. They were probably going to be gone for a few days. As for the question of updating the novel, he would take a leave of absence first. He believed that readers as handsome as Eddie Pang would definitely understand. He would make it up to them when he returned. After Fang Haoyu had updated today's chapter, he took a leave of absence at the end of the chapter. Schoolmate, are you packed? I'm all packed. This was the first time he and his schoolmate had traveled somewhere together. Fang Haoyu had bought plane tickets. By plane, they could get to the mountain city in less than 2.5 hours. It would take longer if they took the train. In fact, Fang Haoyu personally preferred taking the high-speed train. It was because he still liked the scenery along the way. He was afraid that his schoolmate would get tired if they took the bus for too long, so he bought plane tickets. It was now the holiday season. Air tickets are a bit more expensive than usual, but Fang Haoyu still has a little money. Around 2:30 p.m., they arrived in the mountain city. I have to say, there is a sense of freshness when you come to a different city. Let's find a hotel first, senior. It's a holiday. The most expensive thing is the hotel. Basically, it's 4 or 5 times more expensive than before. Jiang Zhiyan said lightly, I've already booked it. Booked it? How much is it? It's not much, just take a taxi. Jiang Zhiyan had booked a hotel early. It wasn't a high-end hotel, but it wasn't a budget hotel either. The price was definitely several times higher than before the holiday. Did you book 2 rooms, sister? Do you want me to transfer it to you? No, I only booked 1 room. A light breeze blew Jiang Zhiyan's hair, and you could see her cheeks turn slightly red. What do you mean, sister? Fang Haoyu swallowed. The hotel rooms are all full, and there is only 1 left. Don't you think I want to sleep with you? This is a double room. Jiang Zhiyan raised her chin and said arrogantly. Fang Haoyu opened the software with a face of disbelief, his eyebrows slightly furrowed. Senior? Are you sure there are no rooms? I'll go take a look. Jiang Zhiyan puffed up with anger and crossed her arms. You don't believe me? Fang Haoyu hurriedly laughed. How could I just want to confirm it. Seeing that Fang Haoyu was about to continue, Jiang Zhiyan's brows furrowed. I'm going to the mountains. Fang Haoyu withdrew his smile, and I won't look at it. I'll take a taxi right now. In the end, Fang Haoyu gave in. He didn't dare to click in and take a look. Fan Haoyu had originally thought that he could manipulate his schoolmate. Unexpectedly, he was still manipulated. My schoolmate isn't from Shancheng, is she? Why has her tone changed since she came to Shancheng? But I have to say that just now, when my senior crossed her arms and said lousy Shu Daoshan angrily, she did look a little cute. After the two got into the car, the driver couldn't help but praise Zhang Zhiyan, as she was such a pretty girl. Brother, you're so lucky to have such a pretty girlfriend. Are you here for a trip to Shancheng? Fan Haoyu was about to explain that his senior was not his girlfriend yet. But seeing that she didn't deny it, he didn't explain too much. Zhang Zhiyan's face was expressionless. Well, we are here for sightseeing. The driver smiled and said, you two look great together. He even used the local dialect to praise them. This girl is really pretty, and she is so sweet. Fan Haoyu leaned over to her ear and whispered, why can't I understand what he's saying? Zhang Zhiyan smiled indifferently and said, he's praising me. How did you know that? I guessed. Fan Haoyu, driver, is there any fun place to go here? This driver is a chatterbox who really likes to interact with his passengers. Here? You've come to the right person. Locals generally. This taxi driver is very easygoing and chatty, and while on the road, he also shared a lot of experiences about visiting the mountain city. They soon arrived at the booked hotel. After bidding farewell to the taxi driver, Fan Haoyu and Zhang Zhiyan took their luggage to the front desk to check in. Finally, it's done. Chapter 48. If you insist, it's not impossible. The two arrived at the hotel room. Fan Haoyu pounced onto the bed as soon as he entered the room. I'm exhausted. Zhang Zhiyan glanced at him. You said you weren't tired, but after how long you're already exhausted? Fan Haoyu shrugged. It's different. If you keep me walking, I might not get tired, but if you keep me sitting, I really will get tired. After sitting for a long time, I'm especially tired and want to walk around or lie down for a while. Zhang Zhiyan said indifferently, do you want to shower first or me? Ha? Fan Haoyu gave a strange expression. Senior, you're not actually lusting after my body, are you? I'm a decent person, but if you insist, it's not impossible. Fan Haoyu crossed his arms, hunched his body, and tilted his head to pretend to be very scared. Zhang Zhiyan's face was already full of speechless, and she said coldly, try acting like that again. This drama queen junior. Why is it getting hotter and hotter? Who was infected in the end? Senior, I was wrong. Fan Haoyu had a flattering face. Hurry up and take a shower. Zhang Zhiyan threatened with a raised pink fist. Yes, Your Majesty, Your Highness will bathe and change clothes. The double room in this hotel is quite large. After all, Zhang Zhiyan booked one for 1,000 yuan a night. The quality definitely can't be too bad. Because it was a double room, there was no transparency in the bathroom. Many hotel rooms have a bathroom with a particularly opaque glass, so that you can see if someone is inside. Zhang Zhiyan naturally would not book a hotel like that. In a short while, Fan Haoyu finished his shower. Fan Haoyu came out wearing a pair of shorts and a short-sleeved shirt, and in his hand he held a soft towel, gently wiping his wet hair. Fan Haoyu also glanced in the mirror. After a shower, I really am more handsome than Eddie Pang. Fan Haoyu began to feel a little narcissistic as he touched his chin. Sure enough, after a shower, every guy is more handsome than Eddie Pang. What are you doing? You'll catch a cold if you don't blow dry your hair. Zhang Zhiyan frowned and reminded him. I'm wondering who this handsome guy in the mirror is. Do you know who he is, senior? Fan Haoyu beamed at himself in the mirror. Zhang Zhiyan's expressionless. Are you having a brain problem? She found out what kind of strange things this idiot Junior's brain was filled with. Junior, are you a narcissist? Zhang Zhiyan said while taking a stool over. Senior, what are you doing? Sit down. Okay. Although Fan Haoyu didn't know what the senior wanted to do. But he still obediently sat down. No, why is he so obedient? Why does it feel like I've really become your little puppy brother? Zhang Zhiyan took the hairdryer over, and the little idiot was quite obedient. She ran her hand through Fan Haoyu's hair. You have quite long hair, no wonder it doesn't dry quickly. Do you want to seduce other school sisters by leaving it so long? Fan Haoyu's hair is still a bit long among the boys. His usual hairstyle is a kind of slightly parted and broken cover. Plus, he is actually a bit handsome, and with this hairstyle, he will have a youthful, boyish look. Fan Haoyu said helplessly, how could that be? I've only seduced you, the only girl in my class. Zhiyan was amused by his words, and her verbal skills have improved a bit. She picked up the hairdryer and started to blow dry Fang Haoyu's hair. Senior. What's wrong? Is this the first time you've blown dried a guy's hair? Well, how does it feel? It's an honor. You're quite sweet. Zhiyan smiled slightly. Boy's hair is still very easy to dry. In 2.5 minutes, Zhiyan had dried Fang Haoyu's hair. Fang Haoyu looked in the mirror and asked, Senior, you can also blow dry? His dry hair had a slight texture and looked a little better than before. How is it? Handsome? Fang Haoyu asked. I have to say, Fang Haoyu is still quite handsome. Especially his hairstyle and outfit are very good, which will add to his appearance. Zhiyan's heart moved slightly, and she said arrogantly, Humph, I admit that you are a bit attractive. You are qualified to be my beloved. Fang Haoyu joked, then can I help the emperor bathe and change clothes? Zhiyan said with disgust, get out of here. I never thought that my junior was actually such a person, what a beautiful thought. Just thinking about the image of the idiot junior helping her bathe. She couldn't help blushing slightly. What was she thinking? Why did she feel a sense of expectation? Zhiyan's face was covered in blushes. She hurriedly shook her head to get rid of the thoughts in her head, then hurriedly grabbed her change of clothes and went to the bathroom to take a bath. Fang Haoyu thought that his senior was angry. Fang Haoyu lightly slapped his own mouth, always talking nonsense, I must have made my senior angry. My senior is so angry that she is blushing. It must be red from the heat. It seems that I need to apologize to her. But an apology needs to be sincere. After spending time with his senior, Fang Haoyu can deduce that she takes about 20 minutes in the shower. That's just enough time for him to go downstairs and buy a cup of milk tea. He wants to make sure that she can drink it immediately after she gets out of the shower. So Fang Haoyu places the order on his phone before he leaves. Then he goes to the store to pick it up. He couldn't help but admire himself a little. He was a master of time management. He wanted his schoolmate to drink sweet milk tea immediately after she got out of the shower. He named this plan, the milk tea apology plan. Fang Haoyu knew that his schoolmate liked to add toppings to her milk tea, so he specially ordered a few extra toppings. He added tapioca pearls, agar, and coconut jelly. Then he chose half sugar for the sweetness. It wasn't too sweet, not too greasy, just the right sweetness. Fang Haoyu quickly went downstairs to the milk tea shop and picked up the milk tea. The mountain city in October was not hot, but rather a bit cool. Fang Haoyu carefully held the milk tea, afraid of spilling or dropping it. This cup of milk tea had super ingredients and the sweetness was the schoolmate's favorite. When Fang Haoyu returned to the hotel room, he looked at the time and it was just right. You just went out? Zhiyan came out of the bathroom with flushed cheeks. She was wearing a shirt and baggy shorts. It was worth mentioning that her shorts were SpongeBob SquarePants. Fang Haoyu's shorts were Patrick Star. The bathroom was very foggy. Fang Haoyu had seen a video before. The water in girls' showers was very hot. Judging from the steam in the bathroom, the temperature must not have been low when the schoolgirl took her shower. If he ever got the chance to take a shower with the schoolgirl, he would definitely be scalded to death. No? What was he thinking? I actually want to bathe with my senior? If my senior finds out what I'm thinking, she'll definitely beat me to death. Well, I went and bought you milk tea. Zhiyan raised an eyebrow. Wow, that's pretty considerate. Fang Haoyu's smile was very pleasing, and there's something even more considerate. Senior, have a seat, I'll blow dry your hair for you, otherwise you'll catch a cold. Idiot Junior has grown up and knows how to care for his senior. Hee, thanks to my senior for teaching me well. Your hair is so soft and smells so good, sister. Because I brought the shampoo I usually use, and you seem to like the smell. Well, this smell is very familiar, and I can think of you when I smell it. Fang Haoyu began to blow Zhiyan's hair. Because it wasn't the first time he had blown his sister's hair, Fang Haoyu was no longer at a loss. Zhiyan took a sip of milk tea and frowned slightly. Why is there no condiment? How is that possible? I added 3 kinds of toppings. Fang Haoyu looked incredulous. Drink it if you don't believe me. Zhiyan handed him the milk tea. Is this the same straw that you used? Fang Haoyu hesitated for a moment before taking a sip. Isn't this quite a lot? Fang Haoyu asked in puzzlement. Did you lie to me, senior? Zhang Zhiyan blushed and said sheepishly, no way. Maybe I didn't suck it in just now. Chapter 49, Sightseeing. Fan Haoyu was slightly startled, and only then did he react to the fact that he had been tricked by his schoolmate. Wait a minute. The straw he just drank from was the same one she used, right? Is this considered indirect kissing? Fan Haoyu's heartbeat quickened a little, and he unconsciously licked his lips. For some reason, he felt that the milk tea just now was not just half sweet. At least it was full sweet. Because it was really too sweet. Fan Haoyu said cheekily, Senior, I just remembered, I really didn't get to taste the toppings. Can I have another sip? Zhang Zhiyan blushed, shame on you. She took another sip, savoring the toppings in her mouth. She was very satisfied. And the sweetness was just right. She glanced at the drink and saw that it was half sweet. Her mouth unconsciously curled up slightly. Idiot Junior, you're quite attentive sometimes. Fan Haoyu carefully blow-dried his senior's hair. He should say that his senior's hair is very good. He had originally thought that most people studying computer science would have thinning hair or bad hair quality. Now it seems that this is not entirely the case. His senior's hair is of very good quality, and there is no sign of thinning hair, and there is also a lot of hair. It can be seen that she usually takes good care of it. It's done. Fan Haoyu put the hairdryer on the table. How was it? How was the technique? Zhang Zhiyan said indifferently, it's okay, there's improvement. Fan Haoyu looked aggrieved, Senior, you used to praise me, why aren't you praising me today? Zhang Zhiyan stood up, patted his head, and laughed, I'm afraid you'll get arrogant. Then she handed Fan Haoyu the milk tea in her hand. It's your reward. Senior, don't you like it? Fan Haoyu asked doubtfully. I like it, but I can't drink too much, so as not to waste it, I'll let you help me finish the rest. Ha? What's wrong? If you don't want it, you can just say so, and I'll drink it. Zhang Zhiyan said, and she reached out to take back the milk tea. No way. I love your milk tea. Fan Haoyu hurriedly took back the milk tea in his hands. Zhang Zhiyan looked at him with a very complicated expression in her eyes, you're not a pervert, are you? Fan Haoyu blushed and explained, misunderstanding, I was just thirsty and really wanted milk tea. Zhang Zhiyan was half believing, really? You're not a pervert? Fan Haoyu wanted to cry but had no tears, do I look like a pervert? Quite like one. Slander, this is slander. Fan Haoyu took a sip of the milk tea in his hand, feeling aggrieved. For some reason, he felt that today's milk tea was exceptionally delicious. Ordinary milk tea is just milk tea, the milk tea that you've had is from a national brewery. Senior, the one you've had is delicious. Fan Haoyu subconsciously blurted out what he was thinking. Zhang Zhiyan turned her head away, a blush spreading across her cheeks, and muttered, you haven't drunk the things I've drunk before. And you're not a pervert who likes the things I've drunk, are you? The misunderstanding isn't actually very good. Zhang Zhiyan's brows knitted together, fine, the things I've drunk are bad? Fan Haoyu? After tidying up, the two of them planned to go explore the scenic area. Fan Haoyu had already changed and was sitting on the bed waiting for his senior. Soon, his senior came out of the bathroom, dressed. Zhang Zhiyan had put on a long pink floral sundress, a thin white jacket, and had specially done her hair in a French fringe with a high ponytail. She had also put on light makeup, a sweet kind of makeup that was very pure and sweet. Fan Haoyu looked up, and his whole body froze. He felt his heart skip a beat. What a fairy-like beauty! Today, your makeup is really sweet. What do you think? Does it look good? Zhang Zhiyan smiled sweetly. Fan Haoyu unconsciously swallowed. It looks great. Is this Zhejiang University's most beautiful girl's face value? It feels like you can master any style. Do you like it? I like it. I'm glad you like it. Zhang Zhiyan smiled with satisfaction. Then she checked her bag to see if she had forgotten anything. Fan Haoyu suddenly noticed a familiar object in her bag. Senior, what's that? A keychain. Zhang Zhiyan took out the keychain. It's a keychain with a small pink princess doll attached to it. What do you think? Isn't it cute? It's quite cute. Fan Haoyu always felt like he had seen this doll somewhere before, but he really couldn't remember. Where did you buy it? Zhang Zhiyan smiled faintly, someone gave it to me. Someone very important. I see. Fong Haoyu nodded. He didn't really care. It should have been given to her by her father. Otherwise, he couldn't think of anyone else who was important to her. By Yue Guan? That's unlikely, they probably don't have any contact anymore. Let's go, sister. Okay. Hongyudong Scenic Area. The night view of Hongyudong at night is very beautiful. Fang Haoyu and Zhang Zhiyan had just arrived when they noticed that the flow of people was really high. After all, it was the holiday season. Plus, it was at night, so naturally the flow of people was relatively high. There are so many people, will we get separated? Fang Haoyu frowned. Zhang Zhiyan said indifferently, stupid, give me your hand. Ha? Fang Haoyu was a little taken aback, but after he reacted, he still handed his hand over. His schoolmate's pale little hand took hold of his. This way, they won't get separated. Zhang Zhiyan smiled at him. Fang Haoyu's face suddenly turned red, his heartbeat quickened, and his hands began to sweat slightly. He was holding his schoolmate's hand again. As an innocent young man who had never been in love before, the feeling of being held by his schoolmate was indescribable. And his heart was filled with sweetness. Is this what it feels like to be in love? Zhang Zhiyan walked in front of him. What Fang Haoyu did not notice was that Zhang Zhiyan's face was also covered with blushes. Zhang Zhiyan's expression did not change, but at this time her heart was very panicked. She also did not expect that she would be so bold. Although it was not the first time she had held hands with Fang Haoyu. But that time it was the stupid younger student who took the initiative. And this time it was her who took the initiative. This was also the first time she had taken the initiative to hold a boy's hand. She also did not understand when she had become so bold. The two of them didn't say a word, but tacitly made their way to the first floor's skywalk. This is the best place to take selfies in Hongyudong. Especially at night, it's especially crowded. Fang Haoyu and Zhang Zhiyan came here holding hands. The night view here is very beautiful. As the two of them walked along, their hands holding each other's unconsciously became interlocked. Hello, you two must be a couple, right? You two look so good together. I do street photography, and I want to record this moment here. Can I take some photos of you? I'll send you the photos via WeChat. A man in his 20s with a handheld camera, wearing a cap, asked politely with a smile. Fang Haoyu hurriedly explained, we're not a couple. The street photographer glanced at the two people holding hands, and his expression was very intriguing. Could it be a scumbag? Holding hands and not taking responsibility? Zhang Zhiyan said indifferently, we've already gotten married. Chapter 50, a Sichuanchongqing Tyrannosaurus? The street photographer suddenly realized, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Such a young couple? Fang Haoyu was still basking in the joy of the schoolgirl's words about the two getting a marriage license. You just got your license, didn't you? You still look like students. We are students. Ha? The street photographer didn't react for a moment. You got married while you were still in school? This is the first time I've seen such a couple, a student couple, ha. This is my Douhai account, you can have a look. The street photographer took out his phone and showed them his account. Fang Haoyu was a little surprised, hundreds of thousands of followers? Don't look at hundreds of thousands of followers in Douhai, not much. But in reality, how many internet celebrities around you can reach this level? The street photographer clicked on a few works. Look, this is a couple I filmed before. There are many styles in the video. Ancient style, modern, youthful. And his account doesn't just feature girls, he shoots both men and women. Dude, you're doing a great job. Fang Haoyu couldn't help but praise. Man, you're so lucky, your wife is the most beautiful girl I've seen in street photography in a long time. How about it? Want to take a shot? Is my wife the senior? Fang Haoyu couldn't help but smile. No wonder he's good at street photography. If you know how to talk, say more, I love to listen. Fang Haoyu smiled, I don't have any problems with this side, let me ask my wife. He looked at his schoolmate and stammered, do you want to take a picture of that wife? Zhang Zhiyan's ears couldn't help but turn red, and she gave him a strange look. This stupid schoolboy has gone too far, really asking for it. She would not respond. By taking a picture. Zhang Zhiyan said arrogantly. Well, she still couldn't bear to see the stupid schoolboy's embarrassed face. Fang Haoyu suddenly asked, you're not charging, are you? Don't worry, it's free. You guys are so good looking, you'll definitely get me a lot of followers, and I was afraid you were going to charge me. Is that right? Can I charge you then? Fang Haoyu asked with a smile. Just kidding. Fang Haoyu laughed sheepishly. We'll do whatever you say. Fang Haoyu and Zhang Zhiyan then began taking photos together, following the instructions of the street photographer. The girl's hand is holding the boy's hand, yes. That's it, let's make a heart sign together. Just look at the boy, that's a great look. Hold hands and look down at the girl, yes. With the guidance of a professional. The photos turned out very well. Even the photographer couldn't help but exclaim, "It feels like you two were born for each other, your looks have improved my photography skills by a long shot." No. Fang Haoyu really liked these photos. This should be his first photo with his senior. The girl in the photo is very charming and cute. And the way he looks at her is very deep. Together with the night scene, the atmosphere is full. The two of them seem like a real couple. Zhang Zhiyan also really likes these photos. But she doesn't really care about how she looks in the photos, she keeps looking at the boy in the photos. I'll add the boy, I'll send the photos to him later. Okay. After the two added their contact information, the street photographer went looking for his next target. Hey, why did you pinch me? Zhang Zhiyan glared at him, her cheeks still flushed. Who gave you permission to call me wife? You're shameless. So you can blush too. Can't you? Fang Haoyu smirked. He had already gained an advantage. Up until now, it had always been Zhang Zhiyan who had been flirting with him, but now he had finally managed to turn the tables. No, I haven't. Zhang Zhiyan. What's wrong? You're getting worked up. Take this. Hiss. I'm sorry. Even though she looks so pretty, she doesn't hold back when it comes to punching. Fang Haoyu could feel a red mark on his back. It felt like she had suddenly turned into a Sichuan Chongqing tyrant after arriving in Shancheng. He wondered if she had lived here before. But even after the fight, they still had to hold hands. Fang Haoyu touched her soft, white hand. And this tender little hand had just given him a big red mark on his back. He really couldn't connect the hand that had just hammered him with this tender little hand. Senior, your hands are so soft. Do you like it? I like it, but I would like it even more if you didn't hammer me. What did you say? Zhang Zhiyan forced a smile and raised her little pink fist on the other side. Fang Haoyu quickly smiled back, I'm just joking, I like being hammered by you. Zhang Zhiyan gave a disgusted look, pervert. I'm a pervert again? Liking to be hammered, at a glance this is not perverted. I was speechless. Fang Haoyu was a little doubtful. Could it be that he really was a masochist? He didn't like being abused either. Of course, except for his senior could hammer him. The two casually strolled around, took a few photos, and then planned to go find something to eat. They had not yet had dinner. When you come to a mountain city, you must have an authentic hot pot meal. But Fang Haoyu didn't want to eat in the scenic area. The taxi driver had recommended a hot pot restaurant in an alley. He said it was a century-old restaurant. Many locals eat there, and the prices are very cheap, so the cost performance is very high. So Fang Haoyu planned to take his schoolmate there to eat. Fang Haoyu and Zhang Zhiyan left the scenic area and took a taxi to an old alley nearby. There were many shops at the entrance of this alley. It was very lively. Most of the people were locals. The taxi driver hadn't lied to us. Fang Haoyu and Zhang Zhiyan entered a hot pot restaurant called Sister Chow's Old Hot Pot. The environment gave off the feeling of a century-old restaurant. And you could see that the hot pot soup was freshly made. Boss, too. Fang Haoyu found an empty seat and sat down with his schoolmate. Then he glanced at the menu and was surprised by the prices. Senior, this price is so cheap. Zhang Zhiyan took a look at the menu and was also slightly surprised. The base of the pot here only costs 18 yuan. The vegetarian dishes all start at 2 or 3 yuan, and the meat dishes are all 10 to 20 yuan. Compared to what she had eaten in Jiangcheng before, it is much cheaper. Fang Haoyu sighed, before, I went to a hot pot restaurant in Jiangcheng where a serving of meat cost 60 yuan, and it wasn't even a lot. I didn't expect it to be so cheap here. That was why Fang Haoyu had not chosen to eat hot pot in the scenic area. The hot pot there was more expensive and there were a lot of people. But here, he could eat the hot pot that the locals liked. This kind of old-fashioned hot pot was not only authentic, but also affordable. What do you want to eat, sister? Fang Haoyu asked. Zhang Zhiyan propped her chin up with her right hand and gave a sweet smile. You order. I'm afraid you won't like what I order. So you'd better remember what I like to eat. Chapter 51, is this slightly spicy? Fortunately, Fang Haoyu had asked his schoolmate what she liked best when eating hot pot before coming. He had made a point of writing it down at the time. Fang Haoyu had ordered in no time. Schoolmate, do you see anything you don't like? Fang Haoyu asked. Zhang Zhiyan nodded with satisfaction. It's okay, it didn't disappoint me. Fang Haoyu smugly said, that's right, I did my homework. Senior, are you a big fan of spicy food? Zhang Zhiyan said indifferently, it's okay. Then I'll have the medium spicy. He chose the medium spicy base for the hot pot. Fang Haoyu thought he could handle spicy food. But he was afraid that his senior couldn't handle too spicy food. So he chose the medium spicy. Senior, I'm awesome at spicy food. Fang Haoyu was about to brag about his spicy food tolerance. But as soon as the base was served, Fang Haoyu was dumbfounded. Looking at the bottom of the pot, which was full of chili peppers, he fell into deep thought. This is fucking mildly spicy? The bottom of the pot is full of red oil. It's even reddish black. Fang Haoyu's face froze. Boss? Are you sure this is mildly spicy? The boss patted his chest and assured him, of course. Don't worry, we're a century-old restaurant, we're absolutely honest. Zhang Zhiyan laughed teasingly. Didn't you say you could eat spicy food? What? You can't handle it? Fang Haoyu said stubbornly. How could it be? A man can't say no. Senior, I'll make you a dipping sauce. I learned it online before, it's really delicious. Fang Haoyu finished speaking and walked over to the condiments area. In order to impress his senior, he had specially learned how to make several hot pot dipping sauces on the way. Ground peanuts, chopped green onion, light soy sauce, balsamic vinegar, and sesame paste. A bowl of sesame sauce for shabu shabu was thus completed. Fang Haoyu took another bowl and continued to make another dip. Millet chili, chopped green onion, garlic flowers, sesame oil. The garlic oil dish was thus completed. Neither of the two different dips had cilantro in it. So he made two more with cilantro. Because he didn't know if the school sister liked cilantro or not, he made it this way. If she likes cilantro, he will pass it to her. If not, he will eat it. Fang Haoyu doesn't dislike cilantro, on the contrary, he kind of likes it. In no time, Fang Haoyu brought 4 dipping sauces. Senior, do you like cilantro? Quite like it. You like cilantro too? Upon hearing this, Fang Haoyu directly gave the 2 dipping sauces with cilantro to the senior. Zhang Zhiyan asked in puzzlement, what's wrong? You don't like cilantro? I like it quite a bit. If you like it, why did you give me all the ones with cilantro? Fang Haoyu said seriously, because I want to give the things I like to the important people in my life. Important people? Zhang Zhiyan's pretty face flushed slightly. He's quite the smooth talker. Why did he say I'm an important person in your life? Because we got married, and you're my wife. Fang Haoyu said cheekily. Shameless. Zhang Zhiyan was speechless on the surface, but in her heart she was inexplicably a little happy. Senior, what are you doing? I'm adding some cilantro for you, Zhang Zhiyan said lightly. Junior likes cilantro. Of course she's going to add some for him. She took the 2 dipping sauces in front of Fang Haoyu and went to add cilantro. Fang Haoyu propped his face up with both hands and looked at Zhang Zhiyan, his face showing a flower-crazy expression. Senior is just too beautiful. Before, because they were so close together when walking side by side, he didn't dare to look directly at his senior. He only dared to peek. And every time he peeked, he was caught by his senior, and then they could only look at each other awkwardly. The main reason was that Fang Haoyu didn't know why whenever he looked at his senior, he inexplicably felt a little shy. Soon, Zhang Zhiyan returned with the coriander for his dipping sauce. Zhang Zhiyan looked suspicious. Why are you so sensitive to peeking? Sneaking around, are you up to no good? Fang Haoyu said firmly, how could that be? I don't think looking at a pretty girl is considered doing something bad. Zhang Zhiyan frowned. Who are you looking at? At the same time, she looked at the other people in the store. They were all men. Apart from her, the only other woman in the store was an old lady. A bold idea came to Zhang Jian's mind. You can't be a pervert, can you? You actually like someone so much older than you. Fang Haoyu looked helpless. Senior, your imagination is too big, isn't it? Senior, let's just say there's a possibility. That the beautiful woman I'm looking at is you? Me? Zhang Jian pointed at herself with her index finger. Then just say you're looking at me, okay? Zhang Jian looked puzzled. Wait, why are you peeking at me? No, can't I look at you? You can, but why are you peeking? This. Fang Haoyu couldn't say that he felt shy when he looked at her. Zhang Jian looked at him with a smile, half smiling. Do I look good? You look good. Fang Haoyu was very honest. If you look good, look at me more, don't be sneaky, be more open. Who wouldn't dare to look at the other person after getting a marriage certificate? Zhang Jian gave a small smile. She could only say that this stupid junior was really innocent. He really hadn't been in a relationship before. Just as she was about to laugh at the stupid junior, she realized. It seemed that she hadn't been in a relationship either. Okay, she admitted that the two were the same. Before long, all the ingredients for the hot pot were served. Fang Haoyu naturally wanted to try the spiciness first. Senior, let me try the spiciness for you first. I can handle spicy food, but if it's too spicy, I'll get you a glass of milk, Fang Haoyu said seriously. It wouldn't be good if it's too spicy for you. Zhang Jian was stunned at first, then nodded with a half smile. She wanted to see how tough this idiot's mouth was. Fang Haoyu picked up a piece of meat and started to try it. Delicious, not spicy. Hiss, cough. At first it really wasn't spicy, but after a few seconds, the spiciness suddenly came on. Fang Haoyu instantly blushed, and sweat broke out on his forehead. This is mildly spicy? He realized that he was still too young. Zhang Jian couldn't help but laugh at his comical scene. What's wrong? Too spicy? How could that be? It's just too hot. That's just right for me, but it might be a bit spicy for you. I suggest you. Before Fang Haoyu could finish speaking, he saw his senior take the freshly shabued beef tripe and put it in her mouth without blinking. Fang Haoyu saw this and without saying a word, he quickly went to the refrigerator and got a bottle of milk, which he hurriedly put in front of his senior. Senior, if it's too spicy, drink this. Fang Haoyu himself had not yet recovered. Zhang Jian swallowed the tripe after a while. The main reason was that she did not eat quickly. Zhang Jian waved her hand and said, No, you drink it. I think the spiciness is just right. Fang Haoyu? Really not spicy? It's okay. If it weren't for the fact that Zhang Jian's face really wasn't red, Fang Haoyu really thought she was being stubborn. After all, he really felt it was very spicy. He never imagined that in front of his senior, his tolerance for spicy food was that of a child. Seeing Fang Haoyu frozen in place, Zhang Jian opened the milk cap and put the straw in. Then she handed the milk to Fang Haoyu, and the straw just touched his lips. Drink. Fang Haoyu subconsciously took a sip through the straw. What sweet milk! Chapter 52, A Carefully Prepared Gift. The two of them looked like a couple to everyone around them. Senior. Take it yourself. Oh, okay. Fang Haoyu took the milk and drank it. He had thought that Senior couldn't eat spicy food. But it turned out that he was the only clown in the whole place. And Senior, sitting opposite him, looked like Batman. Senior, can you not hit me? Why would I hit you? Because clowns are always beaten by Batman. I'll go back to Gotham City with you and stop beating me. Zhang Jian burst out laughing. What were you thinking? You need to use your brain more. What brain? Tofu brain, of course. Are you talking about love brain? It didn't take long for the two of them to finish eating. Fang Haoyu ate most of it. His senior didn't have a big appetite. Fang Haoyu's face was already red. He likes spicy food and he loves it. Although it was very spicy, it made him very addicted. Sis, I'm full. Fang Haoyu wiped the sweat from his face. He felt like he had taken a hot shower. Zhang Jian suppressed her laughter and reminded him, What's wrong with your mouth? Don't move. Snap. Zhang Jian held up her phone and took a photo. Sis, why are you taking my picture? Take a look yourself. She handed Fong Haoyu her phone. She was afraid that if she looked at it again, she would really burst out laughing. Fong Haoyu took his senior's phone and saw his photo. In the photo, his lips were already swollen from the spiciness. And there were some tears in the corners of his eyes. Sigh, senior? Why are you secretly taking ugly photos of me again? Fong Haoyu said with a bitter face. Zhang Zhiyan gave a small smile, not ugly, quite cute. Where is it cute? The look of someone who loves food is very cute. Zhang Zhiyan's mouth was also slightly red, but it didn't swell up. Senior, you're not really a Sichuanchongqing Tyrannosaurus, are you? How can you eat so much spicy food? Zhang Zhiyan crossed her arms and glared at him. Who are you calling a Tyrannosaurus? No, I'm the Tyrannosaurus. You're the princess. It suddenly occurred to him that there seemed to be quite a few photos of him in his senior's phone. And they were all ugly pictures. There wasn't a single handsome one. But it was an honor to be photographed by her. After all, not just anyone could get into her good graces. Maybe he was the only member of the opposite sex in her phone album. Although they were all ugly pictures, Fong Haoyu felt inexplicably happy. What are you smiling at? Zhang Zhiyan asked suspiciously. I was thinking of something happy. What's so happy? I'm pregnant. How can you get pregnant? Zhang Zhiyan asked, puzzled. Fong Haoyu said with righteous indignation, can't a man get pregnant? Senior, you're discriminating against men. Senior, your thinking is dangerous. Zhang Zhiyan? She was a little suspicious that there was something wrong with her ears. She understood every word her junior said. Why couldn't she understand it when it was put together? A man gets pregnant? What kind of niche vocabulary is this? So who are you really pregnant with? Fong Haoyu touched his slightly bulging belly and glanced at his schoolmate. Isn't it obvious? Zhang Zhiyan pointed at herself and asked cautiously, it's not mine, is it? No, it's his. Fong Haoyu pointed at the hot pot in front of him. Zhang Zhiyan was speechless. You're invincible. Heh, it seems that schoolmates aren't always very smart. Do you know why? Because idiots outsmart geniuses. After eating the hot pot, the two returned to the hotel. As soon as Zhang Zhiyan returned, she went to take a shower. Fong Haoyu was still planning the surprise for his senior's birthday tomorrow. He secretly took out the 2 tickets to Jay Chou's concert from his suitcase. His main purpose for coming to the mountain city this time was to give his senior an unforgettable birthday. And she couldn't know yet. He would give her the surprise tomorrow night. It didn't take long for Zhang Zhiyan to finish her shower and get changed into SpongeBob SquarePants shorts and a white nightie. By now, she had removed her sweet makeup. With her face bare, she was still very pretty. She tilted her chin slightly and came over to help me blow dry my hair. Here I come. Fong Haoyu skillfully started to blow dry his girlfriend's hair. Hey, it's your birthday tomorrow. What do you want for a present? Didn't you say you weren't going to get me anything? Zhang Zhiyan's mouth curled up slightly. She had long since guessed that her junior would be giving her a present. Fong Haoyu laughed, how could I not? Zhang Zhiyan said indifferently, I usually don't celebrate my birthday, and not many people remember it. But I don't have many friends, so it's normal that no one remembers. The only friend who remembers her birthday is her best friend. As for the junior, they're not really friends anymore. After all, they've already gotten married. They're practically family. Don't worry, I'll take care of your future birthdays, Fong Haoyu promised. What did you buy me as a present? Zhang Zhiyan asked curiously. Wait a minute. Fong Haoyu went to the suitcase and rummaged around a bit, before finding a cute little dog doll. This is the doll I bought you, and it's not just any doll. Zhang Zhiyan raised an eyebrow, suddenly interested, not just any doll? Could it be the doll from Long Weisher? No, it can sing. Fong Haoyu pressed a button. The music he had recorded in advance came out. The Dandelion Promise. Senior, you asked me to sing this song before going to bed at night, and I thought you would like it, so I had someone custom make it for you. You can listen to it when you can't sleep at night. Fong Haoyu's singing is really very good. And this is something he had specially made. Zhang Zhiyan happily took the puppy doll and said, thank you, I really like it. It's not that she hasn't received gifts on her birthday. But compared to the gift, she cares more about who gave it to her. She can feel that the idiot junior really prepared it with all his heart. She is a little moved, and for this puppy doll, all she can say is that she can't put it down. She doesn't lack expensive things, what she lacks is a heartfelt gift. Fan Haoyu can tell that his senior is very satisfied with the gift. But this is not his real gift. The real gift is definitely to be saved for the birthday. However, Fan Haoyu was also very happy that his senior didn't disdain the cheap gift he gave her. On the contrary, she liked it very much. Senior, I'll continue to blow dry your hair. Zhiyan nodded gently, her pretty face slightly flushed, as she looked tenderly at the puppy doll in her arms. Fan Haoyu couldn't help but feel a slight tremor in his heart. What a good senior! Just a reminder, this is purely sweet fiction with no hidden agenda, and there will be no misunderstandings that will affect the two of you in your relationship. Chapter 53, The Proud Senior. Before going to bed, the two of them lay on their respective beds. Senior, is there somewhere in particular you want to go? Fan Haoyu asked curiously. I might have in the past, but not anymore. Zhiyan's tone was very flat. I see. Fan Haoyu thought to himself. He wasn't quite sure what the senior meant by those words. Zhiyan was hugging a small dog doll in her arms. Where was she going tomorrow? The reason for coming to Shanshang was because of her junior. Fan Haoyu basically planned the itinerary. Because Zhiyan rarely went out for fun, she didn't do any research. So basically Fan Haoyu was leading her. She just had to follow her junior. Tomorrow? I'm not sure, we'll have to wait until tomorrow to find out. Naturally, Fan Haoyu couldn't say what was planned for tomorrow. This was a surprise for his senior. Okay. For Zhiyan, it didn't matter where they went. As long as he was by her side, that was fine. The place she most wanted to go had already been reached. Senior. What's wrong? You're not going to get into my bed in the middle of the night, are you? I'm still a pure young man. You're definitely sick. Zhiyan was speechless. Should I be the one worried? Fan Haoyu said with righteous indignation, don't worry, I'm a gentleman, you can completely rest assured, senior. On the contrary, senior, you booked this room, so maybe you're the one with evil intentions towards me. Zhiyan sat up and raised her little pink fists, who was plotting against me. Believe it or not, I'll hammer you to death. She was a Jiangda schoolflower, would she plot against this stupid schoolmate? Fan Haoyu immediately admitted defeat, I'm just joking, senior, please spare me. Zhiyan raised her chin and said with conviction, don't worry, there is absolutely no way I will sleep with you. And you actually think that I have evil intentions towards you, which is the opposite of the truth. Ask yourself in all honesty, is this the kind of person I am? Fan Haoyu suddenly remembered the other day when he slept in the same bed as his senior. Every time he got up, his neck was strangled by his senior's hands. Sometimes his waist was even pinched by her legs. It was so uncomfortable that he almost couldn't hold back his erection when he woke up early in the morning. Not only that, but he was even woken up by the cold in the middle of the night, and when he opened his eyes, he found that he had been squeezed under the bed. Isn't that right? When you were at home. Zhiyan blushed a little guiltily, it was an accident. Besides, this time there were two beds, I couldn't possibly treat you like a pillow again. Really? Really? Zhiyan's brows furrowed slightly. Wait, why do I feel a little bit wrong? Even if I got into your bed, so what? Do you dislike me? Fan Haoyu, not really. The main thing is that he was afraid he wouldn't be able to hold back. Just imagine, as soon as you get up, a beautiful woman is hugging you, with her body pressed against your private parts. Who could hold back? It's just that a decent man like him barely managed to hold back. But he didn't know how to say it. He couldn't say, senior, you're so hot, I'm afraid I won't be able to control myself around you. What are you afraid of? You're just taking advantage of the situation. Zhiyan gave him a glare. She almost let this stupid junior take advantage of her. She touched her hot cheeks, but her heart just wouldn't calm down. It seemed that her emotions were increasingly being led by the junior. Zhiyan glared at Fan Haoyu. She would never go to bed with this idiot. Senior, turn off the light, it's time to sleep. Okay. Late at night. Zhiyan tossed and turned. She couldn't sleep. Are you asleep, Junior? Her voice was very quiet. She just wanted to make sure that Junior was asleep. She didn't want to wake him up. But after waiting for a while, she didn't get a response. Are you asleep? Zhang Zhiyan got up. Hesitantly. She suddenly had an idea. Should she sleep with Junior? Zhang Zhiyan touched her flushed cheeks. But she just said she wouldn't go to bed with him. No, this is the room I booked, everything in this room is mine, it's not the Junior's bed, so I'm not going back on my word, am I? Zhang Zhiyan seemed to have found the perfect excuse. Yes. Both beds are hers. She can sleep wherever she wants. And the main thing is that she can't sleep without a pillow. She's used to having a pillow. Junior, it's not my fault, the hotel gave me too few pillows, not even a pillow. Yes, it's the hotel's fault. And the air conditioning is so cold. How cold it must be sleeping alone. Will the Junior not catch a cold when he wakes up tomorrow? Zhang Zhiyan got up and tiptoed over to Fang Haoyu's bed, muttering, Junior, I'm doing this for your own good. I'm afraid it won't be good if you catch a cold tomorrow. You have to understand your senior's good intentions. Then she gently snuggled into Fang Haoyu's covers. Here comes the little pillow. Just as she gently planned to embrace the other person, Fang Haoyu suddenly rolled over. Then he embraced Zhang Zhiyan in his arms. You're awake? Zhang Zhiyan murmured. The other person did not respond to her. It seems that she was thinking too much. Zhang Zhiyan let out a sigh of relief. Feeling the sound of the other person's breathing, she couldn't help but begin to blush, and her heartbeat unconsciously quickened. Sleeping like this, embraced by her Junior, gave her an inexplicable sense of security. But this was your own initiative. Immediately, Zhang Zhiyan closed her eyes and buried her head in the other person's arms. But what she didn't know was that Fang Haoyu's mouth corner revealed an imperceptible smile. Senior is very cute when she's arrogant. Early the next morning, Fang Haoyu asked knowingly, Senior, why did you come to my bed again last night? Zhang Zhiyan slightly raised her chin and said stubbornly, What do you mean your bed? The hotel I booked is my bed, and I can sleep in my bed whenever I want. Do you have a problem with that? Fang Haoyu obviously didn't expect his schoolmate to talk so eloquently. Huh? I don't have a problem with it. The air conditioner was too cold last night, and I was afraid you'd catch a cold. Fang Haoyu continued to undermine her. You could have turned it up a little. Zhang Zhiyan glared at him. Fang Haoyu suddenly felt a chill down his back and immediately went along with his schoolmate. Well, there's nothing we can do about that. But when he thought about the image of sleeping with his senior last night, his heart started racing uncontrollably and his face flushed. He could now smell his senior's body odor all over him. He almost didn't want to take a shower for the rest of his life. Zhang Zhiyan's cheeks flushed as she thought about her bold move last night. Senior, why are you blushing? The room is stuffy. Junior, why are you blushing? The air conditioning isn't cool enough. Zhang Zhiyan burst out laughing. She realized something. In fact, the two of them are quite similar in some ways. Fang Haoyu grinned, Senior, it's time for breakfast. I'll take you to eat the specialty here, pea and mixed noodles. Chapter 54 You are my best gift. All morning long, Fang Haoyu and his senior were experiencing the food of the mountain city. Of course, Fang Haoyu was full. Basically, it was his senior who wanted to eat, but she didn't have a big appetite. So basically, his senior took a few bites, and the rest was all solved by Fang Haoyu. They also went to visit other scenic spots. They took a lot of pictures. There are many fun places in the mountain city. Fang Haoyu quite liked it here, because it can be said to be the first city where he and his schoolmate went on a trip together. He also took a group photo with his schoolmate. He also got to try a lot of delicious food. He got to know his schoolmate better. Time passed unknowingly. It was already close to evening. Fang Haoyu and his schoolmate returned to the hotel in the afternoon to rest, because they had been playing all day. Plus they got up relatively early. So the two of them took a nap to rest. Schoolmate, I packed you a lunch of mixed noodles. Fang Haoyu returned from outside with 2 packages of mixed noodles in his hands. You're not going out to eat tonight? Zhang Zhiyan asked curiously. Fang Haoyu gave a mysterious smile. I'll take you to a nice place tonight. Wait until after dinner and a bath before going out. Zhang Zhiyan didn't know what Fang Haoyu had planned, but she had a vague idea. Her junior was probably planning to take her somewhere fun. After all, it was her birthday. Perhaps he had prepared something else. Of course, Zhang Zhiyan guessed that her classmate might have prepared something. So naturally, she would not pursue it further. Her classmate wanted to surprise her, so of course she would not dampen his mood. Okay. Since it was her birthday and her classmate wanted to prepare a surprise for her. And she put on the same little white dress she wore on the day they got married. Her long hair fell like a waterfall on her back, slightly fluttering in the wind and exuding a faint fragrance. What do you think? Familiar? Zhang Zhiyan raised an eyebrow. Fang Haoyu was slightly taken aback. He also recalled the image of the two of them meeting that day. Senior, why did you want to get married with me back then? Fang Haoyu suddenly asked. You'll find out soon enough. Zhang Zhiyan gave a playful smile. After tidying up, the two of them went out. Fang Haoyu hailed a taxi. Zhang Zhiyan didn't ask where they were going. Soon, they arrived at their destination. Shancheng City Stadium. As soon as they got out of the car, Zhang Zhiyan realized something. Is this a concert? And it's Jay Chou's. Fang Haoyu smiled and held out his hand. Senior, let's go. Zhang Zhiyan skillfully took his hand. Without saying a word, she quietly took the other person's hand and followed him. Looking at Fang Haoyu's back, she recalled what the little boy had once said to her. Yan Yan, when I grow up, I'll take you to your favorite Jay Chou concert. What if you can't do it? If you can't do it. If you can't do it, you'll sing for me. I want to hear your exclusive concert for me. But I don't sing well. But I'll practice. I'll only sing for you in the future. Cross my heart, hope to die, I won't change in 100 years. Her thoughts returned to reality. Zhang Zhiyan's eyes were filled with tenderness. In fact, for her, tickets to Jay Chou's concert were not difficult to buy. She had the money to buy insider tickets at high prices. But because of the promise she made as a child, Zhang Zhiyan hoped to come to the concert with her beloved boy for the first time. That was why she had never come to a concert before. And she had been waiting for this day to come. Unexpectedly, on her birthday. This day finally came. Being held by the hand of the one she loved. This scene had appeared countless times in her dreams. She could no longer find the words to express her feelings. She just felt that the years of waiting had been worthwhile. He was still the same person. Fang Haoyu didn't know what his senior was thinking at the moment. But he was very nervous. Because he was afraid that his senior wouldn't like it. His senior liking Jay Chou was also his guess. What if she just simply liked listening to songs? What he didn't know was that his senior was already moved to tears by him at that moment. Idiot, wait a minute. Zhang Zhiyan said gently. Huh? What's wrong? Am I walking too fast? Fang Haoyu was slightly stunned. Why did it feel like his senior's tone had become even more gentle? It seemed like his senior was even more charming at this moment. Zhang Zhiyan took the initiative to hold Fang Haoyu's arm, her pretty face slightly red, and said, Okay, we can go now. Fang Haoyu swallowed. The couples around them were basically holding hands. The two were moving very intimately. Even Fang Haoyu could feel the softness of his senior. As a pure young man, his cheeks could not help but flush at this moment. He had never been in love. Likewise, his schoolmate had never been in love either. The two of them held hands, and shyness was written all over their faces. After Fang Haoyu took his schoolmate to the ticket booth and entered the stadium, they found a seat. Although the seat was not particularly at the front, it was not particularly far away either, and it was even within arm's reach. This was the closest seat Fang Haoyu could get. Zhang Zhiyan asked softly, How much did you spend? It can't be too much, can it? She was a little worried. Because if the seats were bought from scalpers, 2 tickets would cost tens of thousands of yuan. Fortunately, Fang Haoyu had the almighty Huang Jianfeng. So he got the tickets at the normal price. Fang Haoyu grinned, I asked my friend to get them for me. Zhang Zhiyan's brows furrowed slightly. In theory, they shouldn't have been so easy to get. She thought of one possibility, but wasn't sure. How is your relationship with your friend? We've known each other since elementary school, we grew up together, and we've known each other for 10 years. We're very close. What's his family like? He's a third-generation rich kid. Zhang Jian asked doubtfully. Your friend wouldn't buy a ticket from a scalper, would he? Fang Haoyu also realized that something was wrong. No way? I'll ask him. After all, it's already hard to get tickets for such a good seat. Not to mention 2 tickets. He quickly sent a message to Huang Jianfeng. Fang Haoyu, did you really manage to grab these tickets? How did you manage to get 2 tickets so close to the front? Huang Jianfeng, yes, I grabbed them online. I helped you out a little bit by paying a little extra, just enough for a day's living expenses. Don't be obsessed with me, I'm just a legend. Fan Haoyu was speechless on the surface, but in fact, he was very touched inside. But he definitely had to pay this back. Fan Haoyu, how much is it? I'll pay you back then. Huang Jianfeng, it's really not much. We're all buddies, so you can just buy me a drink next time you come to Haida. Although Huang Jianfeng said this, Fan Haoyu still opened his phone and looked up the fare for this location. Then he silently wrote down the approximate price of the fare. He still had to give what was owed, and he was not the kind of person who liked to take advantage of his buddies. He could send him the manuscript fees he earned at the time. But he was still very grateful to Huang Jianfeng. He is a good friend who grew up together. Knowing that the ticket is very important to him, if he can't get it, he will buy the expensive one online. How about it? It's just like you said, I'll make it up to him later. And mine, I'll transfer it to you, and you transfer it to him. Zhang Zhiyan said indifferently. No need. If you don't accept it, don't talk to me. Okay, Fang Haoyu said with difficulty. But, this is a gift I prepared for you. Zhang Zhiyan shook her head with a smile and said softly, You are my best gift. Chapter 55 Happy Birthday. The two looked at each other. Fang Haoyu was slightly startled. Looking at his senior's affectionate eyes, his heartbeat couldn't help but quicken. Thud, thud, thud. Fang Haoyu subconsciously felt his heart. Looking at the person in front of him, he had an indescribable feeling. It was as if he had heard this sentence somewhere. It was very familiar, but he couldn't remember. Was it an illusion? The distance between the two unconsciously drew closer. What's wrong with you? Zhang Jian seemed to notice something wrong with Fan Haoyu and asked with concern. Fan Haoyu came back to his senses and said with a forced calm, Nothing. My head itches, as if it's going to grow a brain. Or a love brain. Fan Haoyu tried hard to calm down his mood. Senior. Fan Haoyu said softly. He wanted to know if his senior was satisfied with the gift. I really like this gift. Zhang Jian seemed to know what he was thinking. A faint smile curled the corners of her lips as she looked at Fang Haoyu adoringly. I will always remember this day. Because I have waited a long time. Fang Haoyu looked at his schoolmate's stunning face, and his gaze became slightly dazed. It seems that schoolmate really likes it. Waited a long time. Does it mean the concert? Schoolmate's eyes are so gentle. I want to embrace her in my arms. But he only dared to think about it now. Soon, night fell. The concert officially began. As the music slowly began to play, Zhou Dong also appeared on stage. The melodious singing began. All the audience members were in the zone. Fang Haoyu and his schoolmate also quickly got into the mood. Usually aloof towards others, his schoolmate could hardly contain her excitement when she saw her favorite singer. Of course, for her, it was not so much about who it was that she was watching. The main thing was who she was watching it with. The concert was halfway through. At this point, they had already sung Love's Flying Diary. And had said I love you 1,000 times and received a response. At this moment, Fang Haoyu and his senior sang in unison. Both of them were very emotionally involved. Just at this moment, Fang Haoyu accidentally touched his senior's hand. When he subconsciously took his hand away, suddenly a slender little hand grabbed his hand. Shy. Dare to touch but not responsible? Zhang Jiyan raised her chin and showed a wicked smile. How could this be? I will take responsibility. Fang Haoyu pretended to be calm and took the other person's hand. At this time, the lights on the scene had turned pink. The scene was like a sea of pink. Everyone was feeling the lyrics of Flying for Love. Zhang Jiyan took out her phone and took a few pictures of the scene. Then she leaned her head on Fang Haoyu's shoulder. She raised her hand holding Fang Haoyu's hand to the side, and then took a picture of the person and the hand holding it. Senior? What are you doing? Recording a beautiful day. Junior, turn around. What's wrong? Snap. You took my picture again? Let me see. Zhiyan showed Fang Haoyu the photo. Fang Haoyu gave a hee laugh. At least it's not a bad photo. This photo was taken very handsomely. It just happened to capture the moment Fang Haoyu turned his head over, and it was very natural. Moreover, there was a hint of fondness in his eyes. In short, the way he looked at Zhiyan was just so. Zhiyan was very satisfied with this photo. She then secretly set this photo as her phone wallpaper. Just as she was bowing her head to set it. Senior. Ha! Click. Fang Haoyu had also taken a photo of Zhiyan. You took a photo of me secretly? I was doing it openly. Let me see, if it's not good looking, you're done. Zhiyan took the phone and glanced at the photo. She also looked very good in the photo. It is worth mentioning that her eyes also carried a hint of adoration. The way she looked up at Fang Haoyu in the photo was also charming. The two photos looked like a couple's profile picture. They're good, right? No matter what you do, you'll always look good, senior. Fang Haoyu was very sweet. Zhiyan smiled and returned the phone to Fang Haoyu. Remember to retouch it for me. Retouch it? Fang Haoyu looked puzzled. Senior, this photo can beat a large number of internet celebrities in no time. It's even at celebrity level. He couldn't think of anything else to do with the photo. In short, there was no room for improvement. Why not? Why not just add me to the photo? Why add you to the photo? You can just take a photo with me. Zhiyan touched his face. Little brother, you're so smooth. Fang Haoyu's cheeks instantly turned red. Senior, you're so bad. I like it. Zhiyan laughed. I can do even worse. Then I like it even more. The two of them smiled at each other. They continued to immerse themselves in the concert. As the accompaniment to Sightseeing began to play, the concert was also nearing its end. It rained all night. My love overflows like rain. The fallen leaves in the yard are a thick stack with my thoughts. I continued to write. I wrote I will always love you at the end of the poem. You are the only one I want to understand. The concert was over. Fang Haoyu and his senior's trip was also over. The people at the scene had already left one after another. Senior. What's wrong? Happy birthday. Zhiyan was slightly startled, and a ripple arose in her heart. Let's go back. Fang Haoyu stood up and held out his hand, smiling. Zhiyan stood up and gently placed her hand in his. Fang Haoyu had ordered the cake in advance. This was the third surprise he had prepared. While his senior was taking a shower, Fang Haoyu's small cake also arrived. The cake he bought was not very big. The main reason was that there were only two people, and if they bought too big a cake, they definitely would not be able to finish it. Everything was ready. All that was missing was his senior. After Zhiyan finished showering and changed into her pajamas, the moment she just walked out, the lights dimmed. Before she could react, happy birthday to you. Fang Haoyu slowly walked over holding a small cake. There was a small candle stuck on top of the cake. Zhiyan was slightly startled, and then her face revealed a surprised expression, mumbling, "Idiot." Obviously, she didn't expect her junior to prepare a cake at the last minute of the day. This idiot is very attentive. Make a wish, senior. Fang Haoyu walked up to Zhiyan. Zhiyan nodded with a smile, then closed her eyes and began to make a wish. In a moment, the senior opened her eyes and blew out the candles. Zhiyan gave a faint smile. What else have you prepared that I haven't thought of? This time it's really nothing. Senior, what did you wish for? Zhiyan gave a playful smile and said, I won't tell you, it won't come true if I do. I'll help you cut the cake. Fang Haoyu said and was about to place the cake on the table. Don't move. What's wrong? Zhiyan shook her phone in her hand and laughed, I'll take a picture. Chapter 56 Then make a wish, and hope that you will always love me. Fang Haoyu took the cake. Zhiyan took a picture of Fang Haoyu in it. However, she didn't include her face in the picture. Then Fang Haoyu started to cut the cake. Shui Jia couldn't eat anymore after eating a small piece. Naturally, he still had to finish the rest. There was nothing he could do about it. Shui Jia really didn't have much of an appetite. Fang Haoyu happened to be very hungry as well, so he didn't waste any. This size was just right. Today was their last night in Shancheng. They would be going back tomorrow. The vacation was almost over. Fang Haoyu was exhausted from the day's activities and fell asleep almost immediately. Zhang Zhiyan silently organized the photos she had taken today. Then before 12 a.m., she posted a status update on WeChat. She posted 9 photos, which just so happened to form a 9-square grid. There were photos of Shancheng's hot pot and live photos from Jay Chou's concert. There were also photos of her checking in at tourist attractions. Of course, the most important photo in the middle of the grid was of her holding a boy's hand and leaning on his shoulder. But the photo didn't capture the boy's face. There were also 2 photos of Fang Haoyu holding a cake and playing with a puppy doll. The photo of him holding the cake was the same as the one in the middle, and neither one captured his face. The 9 photos were accompanied by the caption, "Then make a wish, and hope you will always love me." As soon as this WeChat post was sent, Zhang Zhiyan's WeChat began to buzz non-stop. She quickly turned off the notification sound. She didn't want to disturb her younger brother. Zhang Zhiyan didn't block anyone. Instead, she posted it openly. His father naturally saw it as well. But not only did he not say anything, he even liked it. Zhang Zhiyan's father knew that the two had gotten married. He knew that the two had gone on a trip and was even happier, transferring 20,000 yuan to his daughter. Transfer note: stay for a few more days, let me know if it's not enough. Zhang Zhiyan gave a small smile. Although her father usually had very little time to spend with her, he was always able to provide her with emotional support. The relationship between father and daughter was also very good. The person who reacted the most was of course her best friend. Yang Xiaoling couldn't wait to make a WeChat call. This startled Zhang Zhiyan. She quickly hung up the phone. Zhang Zhiyan, what are you doing? Yang Xiaoling, why didn't you answer the phone? Zhang Zhiyan, he fell asleep, I didn't want to wake him up. Yang Xiaoling? This is even worse than killing me. I sent you a happy birthday and you just sent me a received. Are you not in love anymore? Zhang Zhiyan lifted the corners of her mouth slightly. She just got used to replying received. After all, she often had to receive notifications in the university group, and it was a necessary skill for every university student to reply received. Moreover, she had been playing with her junior all day. Where would she find the time to check her phone? So I ignored my best friend's feelings. Zhang Zhiyan, don't talk nonsense, I'm afraid he'll misunderstand. Yang Xiaoling was looking at the screen, frowning, and wished she could crawl through the screen and find Zhang Zhiyan. Ah. Are you in love? Not yet, but I should be soon. We're living in the same room. There were no more rooms at the hotel, and it was a double bed. We usually sleep on our own, very consciously. Why don't I believe it? Believe it or not. Yang Xiaoling, is he that Fang Haoyu's younger brother? Zhang Zhiyan, you know it but still ask. Yang Xiaoling is anxious. She is really anxious at this moment. She is constantly being mocked by Zhang Zhiyan, and she wants to cry but has no tears. Zhang, you have changed. You haven't posted to your moments for more than 10 years, and this is what you post. Your moments will definitely shock a lot of people. Zhang Zhiyan, what's to be shocked about? I'm just simply recording my life. Yang Xiaoling, tomorrow's confession wall will definitely be full of questions about whether Zhang University's most beautiful girl is really in a relationship. You're going to be famous. No, you already are. Zhang Zhiyan. She doesn't care what other people say. She's just simply recording her life. Recording the concert she's been waiting for so long. What a normal circle of friends. The only reason she didn't post the face of her junior is that she didn't want to disturb him now. It's not too late to make it public when the two of them officially establish a relationship. She's waiting. Waiting for a formal declaration of love. On the way back, Fang Haoyu naturally saw this WeChat moment too. When he saw the caption, he felt a surge of happiness. Because he had actually entered his senior's WeChat moment. You have to know that his senior had never posted anything in her moments before. And now she had. And there was even a photo of him in it. Even though his face was not visible. But he was still very happy. This proved that he held a very important place in his senior's heart. Senior? The caption of your WeChat moment. Zhiyan turned her head away with a proud expression, and a faint blush appeared on her face. I just made it up. Fan Haoyu was secretly pleased with himself, and he didn't expose his sister to the world. He was now very clear. His sister definitely had a crush on him, or even liked him. He definitely had a chance. He needed to create more opportunities to spend time with his sister in the future. Then he planned to confess his love in a delicate way. Fan Haoyu became more and more confident. The holiday was coming to an end soon. Fan Haoyu also returned to the dormitory a day early. The other 3 people also returned to the dormitory early. As soon as he returned to the dormitory, Ling Jikai walked up and patted him on the shoulder, his eyes full of sympathy. Haoyu, don't be sad. Fan Haoyu looked puzzled. What am I sad about? Don't pretend. I know you're very sad. I understand, you don't have to pretend. I'll take you out drinking tonight, and we won't come home until we're drunk. Fan Haoyu said in shock, should I be sad? Yao Yutong couldn't help but laugh out loud. Ling Jikai scolded, don't laugh at others. Haoyu, it's okay to be heartbroken, it's very normal, you don't lack a woman, even if she is the school flower, he comforted him with a bitter heart. Wait, what heartbreak, what are you talking about? Fan Haoyu was speechless. Ling Jikai sighed and then took out his phone. I've seen it all on our school forum. Zhang Zhiyan posted a friend request. Looks like it's with her boyfriend. Don't be sad, it's normal for a pretty girl like her to have a boyfriend. I'll introduce you to 2 pretty girls from my club, they're definitely not bad quality. Stop it. Don't push it, I'm really not sad, and I'm not jealous. Fan Haoyu quickly interrupted Ling Jikai. Why should he be sad? The man in the photo is himself. Are you really okay? Fan Haoyu smiled, really, I'm really impressed, what's the big deal? As long as you're not sad, I'm afraid you'll get drunk late at night. Ling Jikai let out a sigh of relief. After Ling Jikai left, Yao Yutong smiled meaningfully. Isn't this the hero of the Circle of Friends? Chapter 57, The School Beauty's Circle of Friends Leading Man. What leading man? Fan Haoyu pretended to be dumb. Yao Yutong raised an eyebrow, you know the answer to this. Aren't you the School Beauty's Circle of Friends leading man? Fan Haoyu. You're the leader, so you can guess this. Yao Yutong smiled indifferently, I wasn't sure either, but I was certain after seeing you go back to your dormitory. If the person in the photo wasn't you, you would have been on the bed dropping pearls by now, right? Fan Haoyu was speechless and said, am I someone who drops pearls so easily? I can't drop a single pearl. Yao Yutong did not continue this topic, but asked, you didn't slack off during the holidays, did you? The Freshman Cup campaign will start in a few days. Of course not, I have recovered quite a bit now. Fan Haoyu said confidently. During the 7-day holiday, except for the 2 days when he went to the mountain city, Fan Haoyu went running every night on time. Now he is not as weak as before, and his stamina has also improved. In the past few days, I've been playing a lot of ball to get my feel for it, Yao Yutong reminded him. Fan Haoyu nodded and agreed. He then returned to his chair, opened his notebook, and started typing. He hadn't finished writing the chapter he said he would make up for by taking leave. He could take advantage of the time he had now to make it up. He didn't want readers to find his address and come offline to kill him. Fan Haoyu couldn't help but sigh. He really was a handsome author who was good to his fans. Just as he opened his word processing assistant, suddenly, the QQ notification sounded. Who would be messaging this famous author at this time? Was he going to code words for his readers? Fan Haoyu impatiently glanced at his phone. The impatience on his face instantly disappeared. Because the person who messaged him was Hai Zhiyan. He had messaged Hai Zhiyan before. The whole holiday, the senior had not replied to him. Hai Zhiyan, what's up? I was busy during the holiday, busy dating, and didn't want to be disturbed, so I turned off my QQ. Dating? No wonder. But Fan Haoyu didn't pay much attention to this. Knowledge learning burst, I was busy before, but now I'm fine. Before, Fan Haoyu might have worried about his senior's white moonlight. But now he wasn't worried at all. The main reason was that his senior hadn't contacted the so-called white moonlight. And the main thing was that spending time together had made him think about a lot of things. If his senior didn't have feelings for him, why would she hold his hand and post it on her moments? So now he should consider the matter of finding an opportunity to plan a confession. He confessed to Shinny in a restaurant. Then after graduating from high school, he confessed on the phone. Both times, the confession was unsuccessful. So this makes him have to be cautious about his third confession. He must show his attitude. Let his schoolmate feel his intentions. Knowledge explosion. Hey, I have a question for you. Ocean of words, what is it? Knowledge explosion. The friend I mentioned earlier, he's recently considering how to confess his feelings. Senior, how did you and your girlfriend confess your love? Can my friend learn from you? Ocean's words, I've never confessed either. I think I've been the one being confessed to. Girls' dormitory. Zhiyan touched her little face, which had turned red. Is the younger boy going to confess his love? Should she accept? Or not? She thought about the scene when Fang Haoyu confessed his love to her. Her face turned as red as a ripe apple. Although she had thought about it before, it seemed that this time she was really going to be confessed to. So it was not true to say that she was not nervous. Even through the screen, her heartbeat could not be stopped. However, regarding this kind of confession, Zhiyan did not intend to teach her junior. Because she really wanted to see what kind of surprise her junior would prepare for her. Of course, the main reason was that she had never confessed to anyone before. She wouldn't. Don't look at her flirting with her junior every day like an experienced veteran. In fact, she has never been in a relationship. She has basically learned all these tricks from novels. And she has only used them on her junior. In fact, if Fang Haoyu had just asked, she would have said yes. But she still really wanted to feel valued by the person she liked. Fang Haoyu never expected that the senior would be so amazing. It was actually the junior who confessed to the senior. Knowledge explosion. So, senior, how did your partner confess to you? Let me see if my friend can learn from this. Hi Zhiyan, I don't know about that. Ji Shu Shuebao? Fang Haoyu is dumbfounded. What does he mean by I don't know? Does he mean that he's too shy to say? Fine, Fang Haoyu doesn't intend to continue to embarrass the senior. In fact, Zhiyan really doesn't know. She can't predict the future. But the thought of this idiot trying to learn how to confess to her makes her laugh. Hi Zhiyan, your friend confessed successfully and invited me to dinner. Knowledge explosion, you can do it now, I have time. Ocean's words, no, wait until your friend succeeds in his confession before you invite me to dinner. Knowledge explosion, okay. Fang Haoyu was at a loss. He really couldn't figure out what his senior meant. He had always wanted to find a chance to thank his senior. But he never got the chance. But since his senior had said that, I'll invite him to dinner then. The most pressing task right now should be typing. After Fang Haoyu finished typing, he stretched and slumped down in his chair. I'm so tired. It was already afternoon. Fang Haoyu had to go out and play basketball at around 6 o'clock. A howl suddenly came from the quiet dormitory. The school forum is blowing up. Ling Jikai exclaimed. What are you screaming for, you stupid sugarcane? Zhou Ziren said angrily. My name is Ling Jikai. Ling Jikai said excitedly, never mind that, look, the school forum is full of posts about Jiangda's campus love. I saw it this morning, and I didn't expect it to blow up in the afternoon. Yao Yutong gave Fang Haoyu a meaningful look and said indifferently, I love melons the most, what did you write in your post? Ling Jikai, quite a lot, anyway, all kinds of speculation about who the school beauty is dating. I just saw someone speculate that it was Song Jiaxing, but Song is at school during the holidays, and Jiang is in the mountain city, so this rumor is self-refuting. And everyone knows how Jiang Zhiyan feels about Song Jiaxing, so it can't be him. Yao Yutong, apart from romance, what else is being speculated about? Ling Jikai said indifferently, there's a post saying that the guy is Jiang Shuajia's boyfriend, and it's likely that he's gay. Otherwise, with Jiang University's Flowers personality, how could she get close to a guy? And there are quite a lot of likes on this post. Fang Haoyu's face instantly turned black. You're gay. Your whole family is gay. Chapter 58, An Opportunity to Confess? Fang Haoyu was furious. He was a straight man, and yet he had been rumored to be gay. Yao Yutong had a wicked smile on her face. Sugarcane, do you think this guy is gay? Ling Jikai ran his hand along his chin and thought about it seriously. I guess so, otherwise why would my schoolmate? Fang Haoyu said in a grumpy tone, I think you're the one who's gay. Ling Jikai asked in confusion, Haoyu, I didn't say anything about you, why are you so anxious? Fang Haoyu realized that something was wrong and coughed twice hastily. No, I just don't want others to be rumored. Maybe the guy and Jiang Shueji have a good relationship? Maybe they're in love? Ling Jikai's eyebrows were knitted tightly. Don't you like Shueji? Why do you still hope that the two of them are in love? Zhou Ziran looked at Fang Haoyu with a wise expression on his face. I get it. Haoyu, you're not a dog licker, are you? So you want your senior to be happy. I know you like your senior, but you don't need to lick her like that. Fang Haoyu looked utterly dejected. Stop it. What's this got to do with anything? Yao Yutong couldn't hold back any longer and burst out laughing, covering her stomach. Leader, what are you laughing at? Ling Jikai couldn't understand. You called someone gay, how can they not be upset? Ha 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 ha. Yao Yutong's laughter almost made her tears come out. Ling Jikai looked puzzled. When did I say that Haoyu was gay? Wait a minute. Ling Jikai suddenly grabbed Fang Haoyu's arm, shocked. You can't be the hero of the school beauty circle of friends. Fang Haoyu helplessly nodded. No. How is this possible? You've actually found the school flower to be your girlfriend. And I can't even find a girlfriend. Ling Jikai painfully covered his chest. Haoyu, you tell me, this is all fake, right? Fang Haoyu's expressionless face really said it. But I'm not with her yet. Ling Jikai said excitedly, not yet? You call this not yet? Have you seen her copy? She's just waiting to confess to you directly. Fang Haoyu said indifferently, I saw it. But confession is not something to be rushed, I need to plan it. Ling Jikai calmed down a little. Although his mouth was full of jealousy, in fact, he really hoped that Fang Haoyu could be with the person he liked. This is how it is between guys, they say on the outside that you don't deserve it, but on the inside they secretly wish you well. If you need our help, just say the word. Fang Haoyu raised an eyebrow, that's it? Zhou Ziran laughed, of course we'll be good to you as your three fathers. Get lost. Ling Jikai patted his chest, don't worry, before you officially announce it, we will definitely keep our mouths shut. Fang Haoyu nodded. He still trusted these good brothers of his. Yao Yutong suddenly said, have you thought of how to confess yet? Fang Haoyu shook his head, I'm having a headache right now, why don't you guys give me some advice? Ling Jikai thought for a while, then suddenly raised his index finger, I have an idea. You can ask her to come to the playground, build a heart shape with candles, and you stand in the middle holding flowers and profess your love. There will be a great atmosphere with people all around. Stop. Fang Haoyu interrupted without hesitation. I don't want to be too conspicuous, and I feel a bit morally kidnapped doing this. Although the atmosphere is indeed very good. A bunch of people shouting together. But it doesn't apply to him and his schoolmate. First of all, he is not the kind of person who likes to profess his love in front of a crowd. Second, so many people saw him confess his love to the school beauty, and they might not all be happy about it. Plus, if everyone around them shouted together, and the school beauty wasn't planning to say yes, it would make her very embarrassed. It would feel like moral kidnapping. So he still wanted to confess in a low-key way, just letting the two of them know. It would be better to let everyone else know when it was official. Ling Jikai nodded, indeed, not everyone likes such a conspicuous way. This method varies from person to person. Yao Yutong said lightly, I think that in order to confess, you need an opportunity. Fang Haoyu asked doubtfully, what opportunity? In fact, you missed an opportunity. It was when you were watching the concert with her. At that time, you should have confessed. It was in that kind of atmosphere that many girls would be swept away. Plus, you had prepared so many things for her. Wasn't that the perfect time? Fang Haoyu recalled the scene at that time. He suddenly realized something and immediately felt a great sense of regret. The atmosphere at that time was indeed very suitable for confessing. Especially when they sang that song Love's Flying Diary. Oh no, am I really an idiot? Fang Haoyu's face was full of regret. The main reason was that he had originally wanted to take his senior to celebrate her birthday. His mind was full of surprises for her. He had never thought about it on this level. Moreover, after falling in love, his IQ had plummeted. If his leader hadn't woken him up, he wouldn't have known. Ya Yutong gave a faint smile. You don't need to feel bad, at least you know how she feels about you. Fang Haoyu, please enlighten me. Ya Yutong held up a finger. After it's done, breakfast for a month. Fang Haoyu excitedly grabbed his hand. Breakfast for 2.5 months is fine. Ya Yutong said indifferently, I just made myself clear. What you need to pay attention to is the atmosphere. You don't need to deliberately prepare anything. You need to feel the atmosphere when you're on a date, especially the ambiguous atmosphere. When the time is right, follow your heart and say what you feel for her. Fang Haoyu thought for a moment, then his eyes lit up. Leader, I think I've figured it out. He thought about the time he spent with his senior. When they went to the park together. When they went to concerts together. When they went to scenic spots together. There was more or less an ambiguous atmosphere. This is the perfect time to confess. So he needs to ask his senior out on more dates. What he needs now is a chance for the two of them to spend time alone. What's lacking is an opportunity like the one at the concert. Ling Jikai was puzzled. Why can't I understand? Ya Yutong laughed and patted him on the shoulder. It's okay, go ahead and play, it's normal for a child not to understand. Haoyu, it's almost time, we should go practice. Fang Haoyu nodded, then changed into his sneakers and walked towards the court with Ya Yutong. President Song, what's wrong? You look a little uncomfortable. It's nothing, I've just been a little tired lately. Song Jiaxing sat in a chair, his face full of resentment. When he was the only one left, he looked at the forum post about Jiang Zhiyan's relationship, and he hated it with a vengeance. Who the hell is this guy? Chapter 59, The Tone of the Ambiguous Period. Song Jiaxing frowned. He stared at the photo of the boy. He felt very uncomfortable. Because in his eyes, only a woman like Jiang Zhiyan is worthy of being his girlfriend. His family is well off, and he is also very good at school. He is even the president of the student union. He thinks he looks okay. Otherwise, there would not be so many schoolgirls admiring him. But he feels that none of these women are worthy of him. He believes that only a woman of Jiang Zhiyan's caliber is worthy of him. So he repeatedly lowered his status to pursue Jiang Zhiyan. But Jiang Zhiyan simply didn't look at him. He had thought that such an outstanding woman should be unattainable to everyone. When no one could get her, he could console himself. But when someone could get what he couldn't, he felt an indescribable sense of discomfort. To be precise, he felt jealous. Song Jiaxing sneered coldly. What makes him qualified? He couldn't accept the fact that Jiang Zhiyan liked another guy. Jiang Zhiyan, the school's most beautiful girl, should be with someone as outstanding as him. Song Jiaxing's expression became increasingly cold. Basketball court. Achoo! Fang Haoyu touched his nose. Who's thinking about me? Could it be a senior? Yao Yutong teased, maybe someone's cursing at you. It's our group's turn, let's go. Okay. On the basketball court, guys who have played together basically know each other. They will nod to each other when they see each other in the future, and slowly start to talk to each other, calling each other brothers. The only drawback is that they may not know each other's names for months. Fang Haoyu and Ya Yutong also got to know a lot of older students who played basketball with them here. Although they couldn't even call each other by name. They were already like brothers. Good shot. With a mid-range fadeaway jumper, Fang Haoyu sealed the game. Great. A burly-looking senior couldn't help but pat Fang Haoyu on the butt. Ya Yutong also came up and patted his butt. This is a kind of etiquette recognized by the basketball court. I didn't realize you were quite good. Yao Yutong praised. Fang Haoyu smiled, it's okay. He was quite good at basketball in high school. Now that his physical fitness has improved, and with some practice, he's quickly getting back in shape. If he keeps up this form, he should be able to represent the freshmen of the School of Information Science. It had gradually grown dark. The lights in the stadium had not yet been turned on. So many people chose to wait a while for the lights to turn on and continue playing. Yao Yutong took a sip of water and asked faintly, what do you think? What time will we finish playing tonight? Fang Haoyu glanced at the time and suddenly stood up abruptly. His face was full of anxiety. I have to go. What's wrong? I still have to go running. Fang Haoyu had previously promised his senior that they would go running together every night when they were at school and didn't have classes. It was now past the time they had agreed upon. Aren't you tired? You just played a game and now you want to go running? Yao Yutong frowned. Don't worry. I'm in great shape right now. Fang Haoyu patted his arm. Although he was indeed tired after playing soccer, he could still jog. Oh yeah, remember to buy some water before you go. Yao Yutong reminded him. Fang Haoyu had already finished his water. There's no time. Fang Haoyu was about to turn around and leave after saying that. What's the rush? Are you in a hurry to see me? A pleasant voice came from behind him. Fang Haoyu subconsciously turned around. Zhang Zhiyan was still wearing a black tracksuit and a cap, and since the lights in the stadium had not yet been turned on, the people around her did not notice that she was the Zhang University campus queen. They just thought that this girl had a great figure. Plus, she was standing next to a guy, and she was holding a bottle of water in her hand. That meant that she was here to bring her boyfriend some water. If she were single, they might have shown off their basketball skills a little. So they didn't pay much attention to her. Senior? Fang Haoyu was slightly startled. When did you get here? Take a guess. Zhang Zhiyan gave a playful smile. Here you go, you must be out of water. She handed Fang Haoyu the water in her hand. The water bottle was room temperature, not ice cold. Fang Haoyu took the water, a little embarrassed. Although this was not the first time his senior had brought him water. The last time she brought him water was during military training. Zhang Zhiyan gave a faint smile. Good shot. She had actually been here for a while. But she had been watching secretly. In the past, it was always others who were spying on her. Now it was her turn to spy on others. No. It wasn't others. It was her own little husband. Fang Haoyu, who had been praised by his schoolmate, had a harder time suppressing his smile than AK. But he still pretended to be unconcerned, just being average. My current level is only half of what it used to be. Zhang Zhiyan gave a small smile and praised. Wow, so you must have been really good before? That's right. Fang Haoyu's nose was almost up to the sky. Zhang Zhiyan provided him with enough emotional value. She knew that the younger guy liked to be praised. Just like a child begging for praise. So cute. Drink the water I gave you quickly. Okay, Fang Haoyu's tone also became gentle. He then picked up the water and drank it. Zhang Zhiyan just looked at him sweetly, like a stone that looks at a husband. Yao Yutong on the side looked at Fang Haoyu with disgust. Listening to Fang Haoyu's tone just now, he couldn't help but get goosebumps. But then he thought about it, and it seemed that he was also like this when he was in the ambiguous period with his girlfriend. The two of them were careful when they spoke, and they deliberately spoke softly. It was even a little bit clammy. Yao Yutong's brows were knitted tightly, and just thinking about his tone during the ambiguous period gave him goosebumps. Fang Haoyu laughed and said, Senior, let's go. The two left, leaving Yao Yutong alone in the wind. But he was not like Ling Zikai. If it were Ling Zikai, he would have gone crazy in place. He actually thought that the two were quite compatible. He felt that Jiang Shui and Fang Haoyu were a good match. The way the two got along was also very similar to that of a couple. Yao Yutong could tell that the two definitely liked each other. He was curious as to why the aloof ice queen had ever fallen for his best friend. Could it be love at first sight? But it doesn't matter, he still has a very good impression of Jiang Shui. At the very least, he doesn't think Jiang Shui is a scumbag. Otherwise, she wouldn't have rejected so many guys. She didn't even look at President Song. Zhang Zhiyan said indifferently, Shui Di, are you okay? Why wouldn't I be? A man can't say no. You can only find out if you can do it by trying, right? Chapter 60, Stubborn Fang Haoyu. The two were running. They had probably been running for 20 minutes. Fang Haoyu's breathing was already becoming unsteady. He had just played basketball for a long time on the court. His stamina might not be very good. Don't force yourself, we can rest if you can't do it anymore, Zhang Zhiyan said with concern. But Fang Haoyu adhered to the principle that a man cannot say no. It's okay. Zhang Zhiyan could also see that this idiot was very tired, but he just didn't want to stop. What a stubborn fool. Let's stop for a bit, I can't run anymore, Zhang Zhiyan said lightly. There was no choice, who could make her soft-spoken? She really couldn't bear to see this idiot so tired. Fan Haoyu finally stopped. That's enough for today, let's go take a break. Okay. Zhang Zhiyan and Fan Haoyu sat down in the middle of the playground. As soon as they sat down, Fan Haoyu's calf cramped up. SSS. I've got a cramp, Fan Haoyu almost let out a sharp pop from the pain. Zhang Zhiyan quickly used both hands to forcefully bend his foot towards his knee, straighten it. 2.5 minutes later. Senior, it's okay, it's fine. Fan Haoyu felt a lot better. But Zhang Zhiyan didn't take her hands off his leg right away. The next second, Fan Haoyu felt his calf being rubbed by a pair of smooth hands. This will soothe your muscles, Zhang Zhiyan said lightly. If it doesn't work in the future, just say so, there's no shame in it. Well, I won't be stubborn next time. Fan Haoyu embarrassedly wanted to find a hole to burrow into. This is so embarrassing. I won't be stubborn next time. As a result, I got too tired and developed cramps. Zhang Zhiyan suddenly couldn't hold back her laughter as she rubbed. Senior, what are you laughing at? I've found a nickname that suits you perfectly. What nickname? Brother Stubborn. Fan Haoyu wanted to cry but couldn't. Looking at his schoolmate rubbing his calves, his heart couldn't help but quicken. His schoolmate's delicate hands seemed to have a kind of magic. His calves felt particularly comfortable under his schoolmate's rubbing. No wonder so many people like to go for a foot bath. If his schoolmate was to wash his feet. The image was too beautiful, he didn't dare think about it. The main thing was that if he were with his schoolmate, where would he dare let her wash his feet? Zhang Zhiyan's face also turned slightly red. This was the first time she had touched another boy's leg. Should I stop? Maybe I should keep going for a couple more minutes. Senior, should I stop? You don't have to go to all this trouble. No trouble, I like it. What? Fan Haoyu didn't hear him. It's okay, I said I often rub it myself, I've had cramps in the middle of the night before. Fan Haoyu laughed, I've had cramps in the middle of the night too, but I was too scared to scream. When he was in high school, he had a cramp in the middle of the night and woke up in pain, but he couldn't scream, so he can't begin to imagine how painful it was. That's enough. Zhang Zhiyan took her hand away. Fan Haoyu stretched his leg. It really did feel a lot better. It wasn't as painful anymore. Next time you get cramps, I'll rub your legs for you too, big sister. You wish. I definitely don't want to touch your legs. Fan Haoyu said with a straight face. Zhang Zhiyan raised her eyebrows, your eyelids twitch when you lie. Really? I didn't twitch just now, did I? Fan Haoyu asked doubtfully. You admit you were lying just now? Fan Haoyu was very helpless, you win, senior. Zhang Zhiyan said teasingly, when I'm in a good mood, I might let you touch me. Fan Haoyu said cheekily, are you in a good mood now? No. Why not? Zhang Zhiyan made a face and then got up and ran away, because I don't want to let you touch my legs. Wait for me, I have a leg injury, Fan Haoyu limped after her. I'm back. Fan Haoyu looked exhausted. He limped back to the dormitory. Ling Jikai frowned, did you get your leg broken because you were peeping at girls taking a shower? Get out. Do you think I'm you? LSP. Ling Jikai said proudly, what's wrong with LSP? As a male with hormones, what's wrong with being a little bit horny? Can you guarantee that there is no fruit software on your phone? Fan Haoyu. You're invincible, kid. Ya Yutong gave a look of knowing, yo, cramp, huh? I knew it. Like to act cool? Embarrassed, aren't you? Fan Haoyu puffed out his chest, no, I've been blessed by misfortune. At least I'll be able to get close to my senior again. Ling Jikai's face was full of anger, what do you mean? You just went on a date with Zhiyan? No. Do you mean that I have to be single with the pervert Zhou Ziran in this dormitory? I'll be in danger then. Zhou Ziran's face turned black, what do you mean? Do you think I would look at a stalk of sugar cane? Are you worthy? Ling Jikai said shamelessly, I'm so handsome, and many seniors have asked me out. Who knows if you, a pervert, would have any thoughts about a handsome guy like me? Before Ling Jikai could finish his sentence, Ziran Zhou couldn't hold back anymore, and he directly pressed Ling Jikai against the stairs. I can see that you don't understand at all. No, I was wrong, brother Jie. Don't grab my butt. How Yu Fong frowned, secretly disgusted in his heart. Zhiyan Zhou is getting more and more perverted. It really is, the more familiar the more perverted. What do you mean? How was the atmosphere tonight? It was okay. Then why didn't you confess? How Yu Fong said indifferently, I feel that it's still too hasty, and I feel that I still need something. So I want to ask her out this weekend, and then I'll formally confess my love. Ya Yutong smiled and said, okay, just do it at your own pace. Fang Haoyu suddenly said, oh yeah, I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm going downstairs to the snack bar to buy some instant noodles. Do you want some? I already ate. Okay. Fang Haoyu walked alone to the snack bar downstairs. There are 3 staircases in their dormitory building. Their room 3357 is relatively remote, so he chose to take the staircase that was closer but less frequented. Usually, not many people take this staircase. Mainly because smokers come here to smoke, and the lights on several floors have not been fixed, so basically no one wants to take this staircase. Fang Haoyu didn't care about this because he was in a hurry. Just as he walked into the dark staircase and was about to go down, he heard a very familiar voice coming from the corridor. This made Fang Haoyu, who was already quite nosy, stop in his tracks. Could it be someone he knew? Baby, that's just a rumor. I never even pursued her. Those people at our school just made it up. Don't you know me? Who am I, Song Jiaxing? Would I lie to you? My character is absolutely fine. We've been together for so many years, I just don't feel the need to make it public. There's nothing I can do if you think that way.